money at so.
Mommy, I going to join the bank line nah before the place get packed.
Bank line?
Yeah.
Hey, Jacob, you really wasting time in the player. You not hear about the Bloomberg digital app yet?
Bloomberg app? You sure that thing really working?
My man, what are you talking so? The thing working. On that app, you know what all you can do?
No.
You making phone, my man. So you just press small. You tap small. You can send money right away. You pay your bill. You check your balance. You can even borrow small money right on your telephone.
You mean all that thing can really happen inside the one phone?
Yeah, so it working everywhere in Liberia with HNC banking and even all around Africa. You can even use your own currency. And you know what they call currency? You can use it in your own Liberian dollar.
Then I inside for good. From today, call me Papa Bloomberg Ticketor.
My people, you all go to the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. We download the Bloomberg app so our life can be easy. My people, we ready to bloom. Bloomberg Africa, we make it happen.
You want flex so you're banking. We are brave. We are passionate.
Hey Tanu, I need cash and there is no ATM around here.
Really? Did you try the EcoBank POS?
POS? I said I need cash. What is it about POS?
Judy, you can get your cash through the POS. All you need to do is to visit any EcoBank Express point or petrol trade gas station and request to use the POS. Guess what? It can also take other bank cards.
Oh, widow. You mean cards from banks overseas too?
Yes, it should just be your Visa card.
Wow, great. So when there is no ATM around me, I'll just use the POS to get my money fast. EcoBank has made it too easy, man. EcoBank and innovation that real 5 and 6 so.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
The Don Bosco Youth Center in Matadi will on Saturday, April 18th, open up to the 80th anniversary of Bogon Junior Group of Companies, beginning at 8 a.m. with a parade from the main entrance of the Don Bosco Youth Center. And after the parade, football will speak in different languages when the host Bogon Junior takes on Punch FM in a fierce battle in Game 1. Come and see Bogon Junior on Elton John aka Kylian Mbappe as he takes the Do Something Boy for a must-win game featuring Gold Machine, James Nepe aka Mohamed Salah, and Leonardo Tuwadi aka Bruno Fernandes. And in Game 2, everything will be okay when OKFM face off with Prime FM. Leading the charge for OKFM is Memphis Gattuso, Clarence Jackson, while Kelvin Demi will bring the Prime FM boys out. And spicing out the 80th anniversary, D-Rockers will take on Dessa Ladies in basketball. There will be various gameplay like Ludo, volleyball, as well as kickball. We are gonna be feeding over 500 persons and giving God all the praises he deserves. Big profile personalities will grace the 80th anniversary of Bogon Junior Group of Companies on Saturday, April 18th at the Don Bosco Youth Center in Matadi. Come, witness breathtaking goals, wild celebration, as Tabella Sweat, Donna Mudonu, Claire Babiata, Nude, do something.
I say, my people, First National Savings and Loans Liberia not do it again. Oh, I say, my people, y'all listen. First National Savings and Loan Liberia not do it again. Oh,
but when I come, why you shouting all around the place like you not found bank manager well so?
Namo, even if I found bank manager well, I would be very happy.
Like how now?
Because all the things that the First National Savings and Loans Liberia doing, it will really take away our stress. Oh.
In what way it will take away your stress?
Look, Namo, if you're looking for a good place to save your money you suffer for, or you want your money to receive good interest over a period of time, then go to the First National Savings and Loans Liberia. At First National Savings and Loans Liberia, you can open savings account, current account, church savings, Susu savings, and mobile banking. You will get account SMS alerts right away, meaning as soon you save the money, you will get message in your phone right away that you not save the money.
So go the way you not do all the fancy then so what I should do now if I want to open my own account?
Namo, when it comes to opening a saving account for church, school and organization, you can call them and they can open the account for you right to your own house, school, church, or organization. If you want to pay your children's school fees, you can also do it when you call them too. Try to join them to make things easy for yourself.
I really amazing good thing you.
Also, First National Savings and Loans Liberia can offer you different ways to do what the poor people call fixed deposit, or to keep your money starting from 13% per annual, meaning per year, for Liberian dollars deposit, and 10.25% per annual, meaning also per year, for United States dollars deposit, for what the poor people call fixed deposit. First National Savings and Loans Liberia. We are located on 10th Street, Sinker. Better still, you can call us on 0779 206 231 or 0886 027 466, and we will come to you. First National Savings and Loan Liberia is a microfinance deposit taking institution. At First National Savings and Loans Liberia, we put you and your business first.
Looking for the best in tiles, face basin, bathroom and kitchen accessories, and camos? J-Rack Incorporated has got you covered. We are located on 16th Street in Cinco, Monrovia, and a branch in Caldwell, right by Cape of Funeral Parlor. Jacuzzi top for 8 to 12 persons, all from Twyford and Francia brand. Quality, you can tell. Paints of all kinds, freezers, big and small, electronics and more. We have it all. Call J-Rack Incorporated today. 0886 628 218 0770 628 128. Don't delay. We are just a call away. J-Rack Incorporated. Your home, our passion.
Sandra, where are you going?
To the next water and sewer office to pay my bills.
But you live not too far from Pinsville City Hall.
Yes, but water and sewer got no office in that area.
Oh, so you don't hear the news yet?
What news?
The Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation has a new cashier center at the Pinsville City Hall, where all LWSC bills can be paid daily, Monday to Friday, from 8 in the morning to 5 p.m.
What? So you won't tell me I've been wasting time on this road waiting for back when I could just walk to the Pinsville City Hall to pay my water bills?
Enjoy improved, efficient, and convenient financial services at the new LWSC Cashier Center, recently opened at the Pinsville City Hall for our value customers, mainly people living in the vicinity. For more information, call 0777 464 171, 0886 616 767, 0886 617 200, or our orange call free number 5972.
Tired of waiting forever for a car? Need a ride that's fast, safe, and reliable? Say hello to NASA Ride, the smarter way to move around Monrovia. With NASA Ride, you are just one tap away from comfort. If it's work, school, or a night out with friends, go for NASA Ride. Our drivers are trusted, our fares are fair, and your safety comes first. NASA Ride makes my life easier. No stress, no hustle, just ride and relax. Car rental, pick and drop, airport transfer, luxury ride, 24/7 services, daily and hourly rental. NASA Ride, located 3rd Street in Cinco, adjacent Telecel Liberia. Call 0773 882 264 or 0887 221 196. Download NASA Ride app on Google Play Store or Apple Store. Book in seconds and enjoy the ride you deserve. Remember, wherever you are going, NASA Ride takes you there. NASA Ride, your city, your ride. NASA Ride, fast, reliable, and safe.
The sun is hot and this traffic isn't moving. Worst of all, my car insurance expires today. Now I have to find a parking to stay in long queue. My whole day is gone.
My friend, why are you doing that to yourself? You don't need to go to them. Sar Auto Express comes to you. It is the fastest way to get your auto insurance in Liberia.
Will they come to me in this traffic?
Anywhere in Monrovia, just send your vehicle documents to them on WhatsApp. They will process everything in 10 to 15 minutes. You pay with mobile money or cash when they arrive at your door. No stress, no waiting, and the best part, delivery is absolutely free of charge.
So I can stay in my office, send a WhatsApp, and my sticker just appear.
Exactly. And listen, if you insure your car for 1 full year, SAR gives you a free gasoline coupon. You are saving time and getting free gas just for being a new customer. It is extra value for your money. SAR Insurance is committed to protecting you across Liberia from Broad Street and Sinkor, Todwala, Buchanan, and Ganta City. We are there for you. Drive with confidence, knowing you are by a name trusted by the Central Bank. Get your relief today. WhatsApp us at
0770-381293
0771-504645. Free calls on Orange 0771-111222 or Lone Star 7223. SAR Auto Express. No stress, no waiting, just simple, fast delivery.
Welcome back to the OK Morning Rush on 99.5. The person who did the promo for the mini tournament, the Bogon Jide tournament on Saturday, deserves something good. The person, that person really know what to do. Come see football. At Deble. Tabela was sweat on Saturday. Making fun. The Ministry of Mines and Energy hereby informs the general public, all holders of Class C artisanal mining licenses and all stakeholders within the mining sector that the use of heavy-duty earth-moving equipment on Class C mining licenses is strictly prohibited unless expressly authorized by the ministry in accordance with the Mineral and Mining Law of Liberia and is accompanying regulations. Class C mining licenses are designated exclusively for artisanal and small-scale mining operations, which are intended to be conducted using basic tools and low-impact methods. The introduction and use of heavy machinery, including but not limited to excavators, bulldozers, loaders, and dredges, without prior approval constitutes a violation of the law and undermines the regulatory framework established to ensure environmental protection, safety, and equitable resource utilization. The ministry has observed with serious concern the increasing trend of unauthorized mechanized operations being conducted under the guise of Class C licenses. This practice poses significant risk, including environmental degradation, land disputes, unsafe working conditions, and loss of government revenue. In view of the foregoing, all Class C license holders are hereby directed to cease and desist immediately from the use of any heavy-duty earth-moving equipment unless duly authorized by the ministry. Any individual or entity found in violation will be subject to immediate suspension or revocation of their mining license, confiscation of equipment, and possible legal prosecution in keeping with the law. County mining officers, mining agents, fee inspectors, and compliance officers of the ministry have been mandated to intensify monitoring and enforcement activities across all mining regions. The ministry encourages all stakeholders to adhere strictly to the terms and conditions of their licenses and to cooperate with regulatory authorities to promote responsible and sustainable mining practices in Liberia. For further clarification or to seek authorization for mechanized operations under the appropriate licensing regime, please contact the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Additionally, all assigned county mine officers and mining agents are hereby directed to enforce this decision of the ministry by discouraging the unlawful use of yellow machines within their assigned localities. Failure on your part to enforce this decision by the ministry shall result in serious administrative action taken against you in accordance with the Civil Service Standing Rules. Small S. Momolu, Assistant Minister of Mines, approved. William Hens, Deputy Minister for Operations, and attested. Harold Martinake Tingba, the Minister. All they're saying is, look, there are regulations, there are rules under the mining laws of the country. Those who have Class C license to mine, you are not supposed to carry heavy machines and all those things. You are supposed to do it in a way that, maybe using tools and different things to do it. But here is my question to the ministry. If this is in violation, it means it has always been in violation. What will happen to the people who have been violating? Well, the Minister of Mines and Energy, if all works well, should be coming here tomorrow 9 o'clock. Maybe I will ask him, because if, according to the ministries, according to the announcement, this is in violation. So it means over the years, these people have been violating. What's going to happen to them? Would you advise them, next time you might not do it again? What you were doing, it was in violation. You're not supposed to be using heavy equipment, bulldozer, blah, blah, blah. You might not do it again, yeah? From today, you might not do it again. That what will do to them? Or, because if the ministry is saying that this thing is in violation, it means that these people intentionally, knowingly, willfully, wickedly violated the laws of the country. It means from the day they were issued, from the day they were granted, from the day they were given the license, Class C license to go and mine. It means from the day they were presented those licenses, they have been violating, because the ministry says it is a violation under the mining law. So these people have been violating our laws, and they have been arrogating unto themselves authorities that they do not have. They've been mining millions or thousands and millions of dollars of our resources that they have no business taking from under the ground, because they should not have used heavy equipment, machinery, and all these things, bulldozers. What will happen to them? That's my question. Let me read it. The introduction and use of heavy machinery, including but not limited to excavators, bulldozers, loaders, and dredges, without prior approval, constitute a violation of the law and undermines the regulatory framework established to ensure environmental protection, safety, and equitable resource utilization. It is in violation of the law. It means whoever been doing it, they have violated the law for a long period of time. What do we do to them? The ministry will advise them and say, you might not do it again. That you might not do it again thing we're talking here. The people have been willfully, knowingly violating the laws and using bulldozers and heavy machineries. The first thing, we should confiscate all those machines and put it in government custody. And before a particular company can to free your machinery, you must have paid some money to government revenue, because you've been violating. It means you be on holiday, you be on honeymoon, you be enjoying all through, so we grab you now. So that government turn out to get money from you too. I mean, I'm making some sense here. Because if you violate the law, look, we're not coming to be telling people, look, we cannot do for you what you should have done for yourself. No, we can't do for you. We cannot do for you. And if you arrogate unto yourself an authority that the license didn't give you, it means we got to punish you, bro. You can go free. These people should not go free. The minister come here tomorrow asking you, you've been violating, like you, boy. You might not do it again. Where? People been enjoying that. What time to enjoy them? Pack all those machines. Can't free your own. You go to LRA, pay some money to the government, because you're not supposed to do what you were doing. Or, either something not right, either the people are not violating, but a new policy we try to put in place So it cannot hold anybody because they were not violating, but as of the coming into force of this new regulation, if they follow violated, then we can hold them. Maybe that it. But if it has been in violation of the law, then they should not go scot-free. This is the money rush. Now, remember yesterday we were talking about the B Mountain situation, and I was saying almost every day we talk small. So this morning I will read 3 provisions in the amended law. Section 5.2A, Section 5.2B, and Section 7E. Section 5.2A, Section 5.2B, and or maybe no. Let me come to the recast budget issue. Let lead the B Mountain thing tomorrow, because like I said, the B Mountain thing. Look, and some of the sections I would have read, will tell you that everybody in the government they're being aware, because in the law you will see that as of the passage of the law, certain things should have been done so everybody know. Even as we speak, they say as of the passage of the amendment, and before the first anniversary or after the first anniversary, I'll go to the provision. Meaning, say they did it in 2023. By 2024, up to now, we're supposed to see a certain percent, I think 5% of all those that are in the higher position in the company being Liberian citizens. We'll come to that, but let me focus on this. Let me focus on this passage of this recast budget. Interesting recast budget. GOL submits 45 million draft supplementary budget to the National Legislature for enactment, prioritizes social spending and critical services. President Joseph Boakai has submitted a US 45 million draft supplementary budget to the National Legislature for enactment. The President's submission is in fulfillment of Section 23.1 of the Amendment and Restatement of the Public Financial Management Law of 2009. It is driven by the imperative need to accelerate service delivery and advance key priorities under the arrest agenda for inclusive development. The fiscal year 2026 draft supplementary budget was presented to Speaker Richard Kuhn on Monday by Acting Minister of Finance and Development Planning Anthony Myers on behalf of Minister Augustine Kpehe-Hafwan, who is currently leading a Liberian delegation at the World Bank International Monetary Fund spring meeting in Washington, D.C. Acting Minister Myers noted that the sources of the additional revenue include US $40 million from delayed World Bank budget support for fiscal year 2025 and US $5.0 million from domestic revenue overperformance last year. Kudos to the Liberian Revenue Authority headed by Dr. Jala. He emphasized that the overperformance of domestic revenue was driven by robust tax policy measures and tax administrative efficiency, which offset the delayed World Bank budget support. Yeah, because the LRA people, because of the tax policy and everything that we did, even though the World Bank money was delayed, but the government is saying we were able to de-hole. No, we were able to cover hole. While the World Bank money was delaying, we managed to mobilize domestic revenue, so we cover hole. So now that the World Bank money now can and other money stay there, it better we redistribute. Minister Myers pointed out that the draft supplementary budget reaffirms the government's commitment to improving the lives of its citizens through targeted and people-centered interventions, with over 40%, 19.3 million, allocated to the health, education, and social development services sectors, underscoring the government's focus on human capital development. He disclosed that the education sector will receive US $7.3 million to support teacher enrollment, expand the school feeding programs, and settle outstanding obligations to the West African Examinations Council. Health sector will get $10.9 million including support for drug response initiatives and the acquisition of land for the construction of the National Children's Hospital and an additional US, we're gonna land, I'm gonna land of course, additional US 1.05 million earmarked for social development services to strengthen community welfare and support vulnerable population. In furtherance of improving service delivery, US 7.2 million, 15.9% has been allocated to infrastructure and basic services. This includes US 4.02 million for technical preparation and deployment of the Yellow Machine Initiative. This includes US 4.2 million for the technical preparation and deployment. So just for technical preparation and to just deploy the machine, 4.2 million. A lot of the experts them been talking about the machine was so good. It good for the country, don't get me wrong. But a lot of expensive. $4.2 million just to get technical preparation. Technical preparation meaning maybe we train some people or some people already been trained. We provide short-term courses for them and we put in place the secretariat and then to just take all the machines to the various countries, $4.4 million. Additionally, US 18.5 million is allocated to other priority areas to address emerging needs and sustain ongoing government programs, including US 5.1 million to strengthen security and the rule of law and respond to emerging challenges in the country's security environment. I let it one. In the country's security environment, I let it one. Who coming? This budget reflects a deliberate policy shift by this administration towards strengthening social protection systems, enhancing access to essential services, and investing in infrastructure that supports inclusive growth. Acting Minister Myers concluded. In response, Hospital Richard commended the Liberian leader along with the policy and technical team at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning for their foresight in prioritizing increased investment in social services. Speaker Kun particularly highlighted the allocations for the acquisition of land for a National Children's Hospital and the provision of buses for the University of Liberia as commendable steps in the right direction, noting their potential to significantly improve access to essential services and support human capacity development. Now, let's go to the budget, Then, let's come to the breakdown. If this breakdown is true, if it is true, 1.5 million to the Ministry of Justice for border response, 2.5 million to the National Security Agency, 600,000 to defense for recruitment and equipment, 7.3 million to education sector, 10.9 to health sector, 11.4 public administration. I hope I could see this budget so I can stretch out what their interpretation of public administration, so we can just break it down, right? What are public administration, what are a recurring expenditure or whatever. 500,000 to agricultural sector. 500,000 in the agricultural sector. The government's arrest agenda for inclusive development. They for aid they say for agriculture, but they're giving 500,000 to agriculture. Again, maybe agriculture getting extended money from donors. 7.16 million to infrastructure and basic services. Now, here's my issue. All of these sectors are important. Look, we want children's hospital in the country, because probably it will be a specialized hospital. Already we can cry, oh, when people carry their children, JFK, probably it will be a specialized hospital exclusively for children. Health, well, yeah, health is okay. Education, yes. We always crying for more teachers in the classroom, but for me, I think we should talk about more qualified teachers, not just putting people on payroll. Maybe we should begin a new regime where we send teachers out of the country, or it will be expensive. So maybe we bring people in country to train teachers in basic areas. If that kind of capacity is not at the University of Liberia, but if that capacity is at the University of Liberia, then we must spend the money on the University of Liberia to train teachers who are specialized in these different subjects: mathematics, English, geography, and all these things. But this is what I believe is the unrealistic portion of this supplementary budget. And I hope Senator Momo Cyrus, who chairs the Committee on national defense, security, and intelligence, and by extension, the very Speaker Rachel Kuhn and all the members of the legislature, I hope you people are sensitive to this one. You know, certain things nobody got to tell us. That's why they say, when laser bite you, no, when snake bite you, when you see laser, you can be checking. You think that snake come here again? There are just certain conditions that can bring itself. The Committee on National Defense, Security, and Intelligence, the Liberian Senate, and all the members of the House of Representatives. Their budget is before you must stand your ground and do reappropriation. The 600,000 provided the armed forces of Liberia is insignificant. Very insignificant to the work the army is supposed to do. Look, I was talking to a colleague of mine from Sierra Leone the other day. He covers the Ministry of National Defense and the army there. Just last week, the Sierra Leone army, they recruited 1,000 more people to join the Sierra Leone military. 1,000. 1,000. Look, the armed forces of Liberia, the vetting process for the army alone, I am reliably told that just to do the vetting of all the people from across the country is a little over $200,000 US. The vetting alone is a little over $200,000 US. The uniform, you know, when these people go on the base to do the training, I think they can be there for 6 months. They wear different uniform at different times. The uniform alone is a little over another $200,000. We are almost approaching $400,000 or probably $500,000. When you gave these people $600,000 to train, what are we talking about? The military, I am told, submitted a budget of $4 million that they need to train 1,000 Liberians. $4 million budget that they need to train 1,000 Liberians. And you can't give them $600,000? We got to be joking. Look, these people have to do the vetting. They have to pay for uniform. Sierra Leone just recruited people for the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. These people need to buy equipment. Technology is there. Right now, the Armed Forces of Liberia is contemplating recruiting the recruiters. They are trying to put together the recruiters and the vetters. People that will do the recruitment, and then another thing will do the vetting. All these people got to get money. I am told from 2029, the Army has submitted a budget of around $129 million over a period of the time to do training. Why it is true that we in Guinea may not go into anything tense, because we know that situation will be resolved. But the training of our military is nothing that we can compromise, that we should compromise as a country. I don't know, but look, if the senators and the representatives, you have not done anything for us before, they won't hear. If the people submitted a budget of $4 million, amen. I need to get them $2 million and say, look, we have other national priorities. So we get them $2 million. Let's divide it into half. General Foley, if you wanted to recruit 1,000, we beg you. Maybe just drop it to 600 or 500. Let's try. Because the 600,000 you're giving the people, it can't even train anybody. It's just for recruitment. Let me just say for mobilization. Because if for the recruitment, the vetting, the put your uniform ready, I mean, how can we do that? To be honest with you, let's rethink. That money is insignificant. We can't do the army like this. We need to have more soldiers trained. Can you imagine 600,000 is it to buy equipment? Oh. Look, I beg you, man. I beg you, man. In December again, Sierra Leone guided 1,000 men and women in the Sierra Leone uniform. And that 600,000, you're giving the people. Remember, it's not only for training, it's not only for the buying of the uniform. Why I say call more than 200,000. And not only for the recruitment that I say cost another more than 200,000. We also talking about equipment. Let's just be rational. That money is small. That money is small. That money, nobody, like I said, nobody need to tell us that we need to train more army. And besides the training of the military, nobody need to tell us that we need military equipment. That is the reason why I am sure 2 years ago, we were here and talking about that Liberia is supposed to submit, I think 1.3 million, and we're supposed to get some millions of dollars equipment. I am told later on the government submitted that money, but apparently because of the delay in the money, it's like, I think Cameroon or one other country, maybe they play 30 with all, and up to now that machine, those equipment, we still, the AFL command, I'm sure, still trying to get it. We have always said, use our money for us. I've always said, everybody can come from the interior everywhere and can't stand online and say President Bouaga will not come for our own money. No. Use the money for us in a way that will make... Look, that situation with the Guinea bowler, you know how many people were scared in this town? That is the reason why some of us decided that, look, you know what? We'll not instill fear in our people. We will tell the story that will be true, but from the perspective that it will not make people to start running out of the country. Eh? So that 600,000, it can only do recruitment and the vetting. Because my source is telling me that the recruitment and the vetting collectively, that $500,000. So it will be left only 100,000 to do what? To carry where? And I am told that on the 25th of May, this month, that time AFL is supposed to start the recruitment, they may likely just postpone it. If nothing is done, for the lawmakers to look at that budget and say, no, wait a minute. We got to put 2 million. Let's look all in the other budget and take PP, let's pinch the other money there. Let's put 2 million more over the AFL money. So let it become $2.6 million. Then maybe the soldiers can do something. We can't do that. Already, the Guinean soldiers are still at the slumber bowler. They're still in our place. You saw what Mamadi Domoya was doing in Conakry? Even if that was not an attempt to wage war on any country, he was trying to show Guinea's military might. The boy put all the machines, or most of them, in fact, the one that people are supposed to see, that what that boy put in the street. As commander-in-chief of the Guinean army, the boy put some of the machines in the streets. He wanted to say to the Guinean people that we can protect you. We have the capacity to do so. We don't want to talk about the strength of our military because it's a national security issue. But all we can say is that the 600,000 as provided for in the proposed supplementary budget is insignificant. If we mean well for the country, if we mean well for defense, I'm not going to question the $2.5 million something for the NSA. No, because I am not a security person, but I know the importance of security. That money said 2.5 or 2.1 million for the NSA. I'm not questioning that money because I know what the NSA can do. Sometimes we all look these security institutions, we just think, oh, the NSA, man, they can just be passing around. No. Because NSA then working, now why people like you and myself can go to bed sound with sleep. Because the thing they know, the thing they can hear, the thing they can prevent, we not know about it. So I'm not going to question NSA budget. I'll be naive to do that. But I am saying, that $600,000. Y'all won't get the army. That money is small. Minister Gaffan, Minister Anthony Miles, all of you over there, that money is small. And Speaker Richard Kuhn, this is where the leadership is now. Proton Yombli Kanga Lawrence, this is where the leadership is. The committees on security and intelligence in the both houses, this is where leadership comes in. And we are looking at you. I am saying, from all of my sources I've spoken to, the money is small. It can't even train. So we're looking at all of you. Let's see how it works. Let's see what you go by and say, you know what? This is the Liberian people money. Let you send the people say the money is small. That money second, the very legislature, that money can't even serve. That money can't even serve the legislature for. we can't be joking here. Yo, that soldier business we talking here so. No. I beg you. Speaker Richard Kuhn and all of you members of the legislature, we are looking at all of you. You play your leadership role. That money for the armed forces of Liberia. We insist you look for $2 million. All the money there you can take small money, you look for $2 million, you put it together, let that money be 2.6 million. They supposed to submit a $4 million budget. You think why the army submitted that kind of budget? Because they know what training entails. I don't want to tell you some of the equipment that people need to buy, but they need to buy equipment. When you say training, it's a whole package. And we can't get in $600,000. We say, oh yeah, we don't get the army money. No. We can't do that. Let's be honest, yo. Let's be honest, yo. Yeah. I understand that equipment said that, so can Cameroon say they want some. So you see, so we're wasting time. So Cameroon play 30 picking thing with all. So that machine said we can't even get it. Maybe we'll not get all. They say the men say, but we can look at military machines, it can't pass here. Then we not get some. That one a lie. We're getting our own. We're not getting all the machines. So they stay talking. Then we look at the army, we can't get in. $600,000. When you're talking $600,000, you think that money, some of the money you can get to other sector. Your belly made that military money plenty. You men train more people here. Let we get more army here besides training. Let the men buy more equipment here. So the men can start bluffing. You know that boy was bluffing? Do me that bluffing. That boy was militarily filibustery. That military filibustery, that boy was on. That boy was bluffing. Pour all it in the streets of Conakry, and the people cheering. Oh. I mean, how do that do? Pull it all out to be bluffing the man and do. Yeah? I mean, what that filibustery, what I make him do? I make him do anything with it. But the man was just trying to reassure the people of Guinea that in case of any eventuality, we here. You don't be scared. You go sleep. Oh man, you go make your fun. Eh? You go make your fun. Yeah. You know. Okay, let's leave it right here. Yesterday, I was supposed to do this, but I will do this morning. I have on the line a journalist and somebody who follow football very well. Abraham at Tony at Law. Let me call him by name right here. You got it, man. One of my lawyers. At Tony at Law, Abraham William is on the line. He wrote a long piece about the LFA situation when the matter was in court. I read it, so I wanted to ask him a little bit. Counsel, good morning.
Good morning, Clarence. How's everything with you and the rest of the team?
Well, we are okay. Damn it, about talking a lawyer this morning. Counsel, okay.
Okay.
Counsel, how are you? It's been a while. Counsel, how are you?
Yeah, we are around. We are fighting. At least, thank God, we are alive. Yeah.
Yeah, my man, you got your black gown on now, so most of the time they say you can be around the Supreme Court, the city court there.
No, I don't go Supreme Court. I just around.
No, I mean you can be around. You know the Temple of Justice holds the Supreme Court and everything.
Oh yeah. I can hear you flying around tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but there was a case. One of the presidents wanting to be president of the football house, Kaseko, went to court, and the court ruled, and I saw some of his supporters celebrating. And then a few minutes later, I noticed you wrote a piece. I read it, but sometimes, not being a lawyer, sometimes you read, but THE may just mean something else. What's the implication of what you wrote? What were you trying to communicate to the public?
Well, Clarence, I was just trying to communicate what we think was in the contemplation of the judge, because when you see people celebrating like that, the lay people may not have some understanding. It doesn't mean that everyone who's layman, they don't have classic understanding or perfect understanding of what may be unfolding. But when the court ruled and then you saw both parties are celebrating, yes, it was a win-win situation for both parties, because one there is that what was the basic thing that indeed Kaseko went for? Sometimes you ask yourself the question, what did we go pray for?
Okay.
What was our prayer? When you go into the court, you are going to pray for something. Forget about all our plenty written and blah, blah, blah. You will blah, blah, blah. Wherefore, in view of the foregoing, we pray the honorable judge to do X, Y, Z. That X, Y, Z is your prayer. Forget about all our plenty thing you're talking. Mm-hmm. What you want the judge to do? So Kaseko went to the judge. In his own pleadings, they went for two things the judge recognized that were before them. So those are what the judge called, the court will call issues. So one there was declaring the law or the statute of the Liberia Football Association unconstitutional. Two, to declare his right to contest the Liberia Football Association election. Right? So those were two basic things the court was able to identify. And those are what we call issues. So in answering those, the court said, okay, on point one, for us, we are not in a basis because he was raising the issue about how the statutes of the Liberia Football Association is very unconstitutional because he had been convicted before and he has served his sentence and so forth as per our constitution. All of his rights are supposed to be restored. So the court said for us, we have no jurisdiction to determine whether or not an instrument is constitutional or unconstitutional except the Supreme Court. And the court also alluded to the fact that this matter currently as it relates to the constitutionality of the entire LFA statutes is currently before the Supreme Court. So the court said for that, we cannot say anything inside. And by the court saying that, it is clearly saying the matter you brought before to tell you whether the act of the statute of the LFA is constitutional or not, we don't have anything to say inside because we lack authority. We lack the jurisdiction over that matter. So that is the first prayer. Now, that prayer, the answer to that prayer, it clearly means that the statute of the LFA still remains in force and in effect until the Supreme Court can say otherwise. And good enough for them, the matter is at the Supreme Court. The second issue is the court said, okay, on the issue of declaring his rights, okay, Kasekuo had been vice president before. He owns a club. So there are certain clauses within the Liberia Football Association statutes that says that when you meet certain basic requirements, like for you to contest the PUL election, one, you must be a member or of station or assigned to a station, or you must have served as a station manager. All those ones in law are what we call the permissive clause in the law. Because the law permits and the law can also prohibit. Now, permit means you must have met certain basic criteria, then you are qualified. That means you are permitted. If you, Clarence Jackson, already OKFM station manager, you're doing XYZ, then you are permitted. Because it's like you enter at a gate and they tell you, say, please show me your pass. People with pass, people who have passes are the ones that are permitted. Right? So that's the permissive clause that's there. So the court said, look, on the second issue, Kasekuo is already president of the of a club. In fact, he was vice president before he's a president of a club. And owing to the various statutes, because the court is now declaring his right as per the statute. So in that statute, the issue of him being qualified as per those standards is there. So they said, okay, on this issue, Kasekuo is qualified to avail himself to the national, to the electoral body, if you look at the welfare aspect of it. So the question now that both parties were arguing is that if the court is saying they cannot speak to the other clause that prohibits him from contesting because he has been a convict, which means it still stands. But they also equally, because that one stands, then the court also recognizes and saying there is still a standing permissive clause that indicates that Kase is qualified. Now, under these circumstances, Clarence, when you have prohibitive clause and that of permissive clause, the prohibitive clause will prevail.
No, but so man, kind of thing when I read your not being a lawyer, a layman, let me say it that way. So, but I thought the ruling from that court supposed to be an automatic eligibility for Kasekuo, meaning nothing can stop you from contesting as a candidate. Okay, so Clarence, it equally happens in Liberia here, right? By virtue of the fact, the Constitution states that when you are age 35, you so you do contest to become president of the Republic of Liberia. Yet the National Elections Commission is the parent body that has all right to vet every presidential candidate in line with the election laws. So, though the Constitution permits you your right that you are, when you meet all of those criteria, you are permitted, right? But the National Election Commission said, okay, if you have been XYZ according to our laws, you will prevent you. You remember there were issues of people going to the carrying the issue of the code of conduct, the Harrison Conway, the rest of the other folks, right? Yeah. The National Elections Commission was about to prohibit them on the basis of just a statute, the code of conduct. You see that? Wow. Though they met all the basic criteria, but the prohibitive aspect of it was the fact that the National Elections Commission, which the Constitution gave all right to come up with own electoral guidelines, that was about to prevent it, because they said when you breach the code of conduct, blah, 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 the very code of conduct, the statute that was passed. But how did the court treat that argument? The court said, look, these people, they violated, but it's not too much for us to deny them, but they must pay some fines, meaning the court acknowledges it, but
that aspect was not too much for them to just deny them. So those are the issues. So automatic, it's not because everybody who's clear to go, you are supposed to be first or candidate who appear before the electoral body to be vetted.
So in other words, even though the court says, Mr. Kasekwa, you are president of a team, well, yeah, you can go submit yourself to the electoral process. So in other words, the Elections Commission of the LFA will still use the LFA statute in vetting the candidates.
Very good. You are just saying exactly as it is. So they will use the LFA statute because it is the LFA statute that the election body will use. So they will say, okay, Mr. X, you passed XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Let's check your other records. Oh, you have been convicted before. And the court did not rule that out. The Supreme Court is still looking in that. So as it stands, you may be permitted as per your club records and so forth. But on the issue of the prohibition, you are prohibited because of XYZ. So you can be qualified but prohibited.
So it means then the Supreme Court will have to make a determination as to whether, since he served his sentence, his rights and privileges are supposed to be automatically restored.
So that is why they are before the Supreme Court in an e-re-application. They went there and saying XYZ. So that two ways here lawyers went. The other side, yes, the court answer accordingly. Because normally when you go for declaratory judgment to the Supreme, to the Civil Law Court, they will use your own statutes. That's why they say when you're having confusion in your organization, in the community, they say, why your bylaws and constitution? That's what we'll use to declare the person right. When you hear about people say every organization should have bylaws and constitution. Because it is that bylaw and constitution you can use to challenge anything that happened to you. So the court looks at the statute and says, but Kaseko is qualified as per the statute. So let him avail himself. Right? So, and the court didn't touch the other aspect of the statute that talk about prohibition. Because the court said we don't have authority to touch it. So if it is still standing there, then clarify with yourself, if you are permitted as per that, and then that clause, that prohibitive clause is still there. If you were an election commissioner, where you sit down and you are done, obviously, they seem to say, look, chief, we know that you brought all your documents, you are here and there, but blah, blah, blah. You have bad record from the other school. And before I want to call, there are people who don't understand some of the issues that may be at bar. Now, people have institutions. So I heard some of my colleagues say, no law, blah, blah, blah. And I asked them the question, do you know there are laws that are passed and the court will recognize specific institutions and their laws and look at what they intend to achieve and then the court will uphold their laws? I was even doing my research recently, Wambudike, the guy, the Wambudike okay. That guy was clear, but the Bar Association had expelled him. But the Supreme Court, his citizenship was now somewhat correct, and so forth. He went and said he want to register. The post say the Supreme Court can clear you or whatever it is, but as far as we are concerned, you are expelled.
The bar now.
That's what I'm telling you now. Wow. They say as far as you're concerned, you're not a member of us.
Okay, Amy.
As far as we are concerned, you are not a member of us. So you see, everybody have their own law. The churches will tell you that. If I want to be bishop of the church and they say anybody who have stolen before in their criminal record, you can be bishop of the church, we have run to court and go say, especially when it's on moral integrity and standing of the institution meant to guard its members, the court will not say otherwise. But anyway, we're waiting for the Supreme Court. Let the Supreme Court state as to whether or not the statute of the LFA is unconstitutional and so forth. I think we'll learn from there. Those are some of the lessons we're waiting for.
Okay, AB, at law, Abraham Gozan William. AB, thank you so much for availing yourself, man. Thank you. Thank you.
You're most welcome, my brother.
Okay. Abraham William is a sports follower. You know, he does commentary and he's a lawyer. Now, if any other Liberian lawyer takes exception to what he said, call 0777 464050. I am saying, if any other lawyer is listening and takes exception to what AB said, probably from another perspective, you can call 0777 464050. But the lines are now open. 0777 700-995, 0555 026-995. We will take our guest at 8:15. We'll talk about a book. 9 o'clock, Bon County District 7 Representative Foley Famule is our guest. Good morning.
Good morning, Sergeant Clarence.
Any lawyer call will take you. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, let me say good morning to the listening public.
Yeah.
My name is Robert, political starter in Bremerville. I call you this morning from the Congress City. If you ask to do a supplementary budget or present it, I don't know as to whether the legislator, this current legislator calls for whom is very supposed to see our best, our level, ordinary people left to be included. Can you imagine? How can you present a supplementary budget and then the AFL people who's supposed to protect our territory boundary? You get 600,000 Clarence. Can you imagine when lawmakers are parading with luxury in luxury? They say, look at the speaker's budget, look at the speaker's budget, look at the budget. So you prioritize your budget, prioritize the president budget, the vice president budget, the president budget over our national security, our AFL making for training. Can you imagine? People will not increase our territory because our main arms are suffering, they are suffering on a daily basis, but they cannot get what they're supposed to get. Can you imagine, Clarence? Is that an issue of increasing the budget? Is that the issue of the budget being increased to $1.2 billion to do with maybe $5 million supplementary budget? Or when the people pay the taxes should be used on them. How people encourage around the world to pay taxes.
Thank you so much. Let's go. Take this call from outside the country. I'm very sure that. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Albert and I call from Brussels. Yeah, Clarence, thanks for the deliberation this morning. Quite great, interesting. But my attention is just due to your analysis on the supplementary budget that was presented to the House Speaker. I mean, your deliberation was quite well. The military it has a strategic needs, and need more support. But what we can understand also, there are other important priorities to the country in terms of health, education, and other things. So this budget is a supplemental budget. Now we can see in the 2026 budget, the AFL has 18.3 million, and another 600 million, which is just short of 100,000 to make it 19 million.
You says
what we can push for?
Oh, you mean 600,000? Not 600 million.
No, 600,000. Yeah, thanks for the correction. So what we can do, like you as a journalist and like myself, that we can push for to the government that in the next budget that we can push more to be allotted to the AFL in terms of recruitment, but for the supplemental budget, I think all of the critical areas have to get something, then we can push for.
But so how do they do the training when they're even talking about $4.something million just to do the training? How do they even do it?
The training will be done.
How?
The training will be done, but they need support, they need budgetary support, they need money.
But that's what we're saying.
So that is what.
So if they're telling you they need 4.2 or 4.1 million or 4 million to do the training, and you get them 600,000, and you really think training will go ahead?
No, but the 4.something million they need is not just over one period; it's over the period up to 2029 that the president spoke about.
No, sir. Over the period of Bossman, over a period of from now to 2029, I am told the military submitted a budget of a little over 120 million. My man, to train army, not Joe. You live in the West.
Okay, there's the thing, Clarence. There is a supplemental budget.
I know it's not a recast. Somebody would say that.
What if the World Bank have disbursed that amount in 2025 and it was expended, and we didn't have a performance in the revenue and the budget? Will we have had a 45 million United States dollars?
No, we get it now, Bossman. That one you're talking if we didn't have. They want it now, we get it. And all I'm saying, look, education. That's why you see me. I'm talking about education and health. They're very important. However, we can squeeze small money from the other places and put together. I mean, you live in Brussels. Military training, that's a serious thing. If they say we need $4 million, and you gave them 600,000, to be honest, that $4 million enough for now to 2029. For now to 2029, the guys are talking about $129 million.
It was a misreading on my part, but you are quite correct, Clarence. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking the case of the supplemental budget. At least all of the critical areas should have something.
Thank you.
What we can do is to push more for 2027 budget to have more allocation, budgetary allotment for the AFL.
Thank you. Yeah, we need to push more. You are right. And I also agree with you. But in the interim, this is where we are. The guys are saying we need 4.something to do their training here. But we get them 600,000. Come on. Not possible. That one not math. That sounds. It's just exact. Hello? If mathematics, sometimes the men can turn the formula around. Maybe, but let's hear you, Minister Cooper Pastor. How are you, sir?
Clarence, good morning, and good morning to the people of Liberia.
Good morning, Mr. Minister.
I want to appreciate the call which I left the land for the clarity he made, because this morning when you started...
No, but the man agree with me later on. The man has some mistakes.
Clarence, I want to support his point he made, because he presented the supplementary budget, the budget for 2026.
Amen.
Money was given to the growth entity, Clarence.
And how do you call it? And Scopo, I know that on the 2026 national budget, yeah. All I'm saying is the military is saying at the moment they need a little over 4 million to do training. Then in a supplementary, we're proposing 600,000. So sensitively, I think the 4 million they're talking about, it is money that is not included in their budget. It is money that they are looking for now. And I think we want to give them that money. But then instead of 4, we give them 600,000. That's my point.
Because another source of income another source of revenue for that's 45 million. If you try to take 20 million out of 45 million, you give it to the AFL. Somebody from
No, we can't take 20, man. It will be unreasonable.
I just want to set the basis about our priority, right? If you give 20 million, for example, right? Somebody from TFK will say, oh, the people dying, no bed, you give money to train military. So people from you will say, no bosses, you give money to military. So, Clarence, I think the government try to test all the business when it comes to disbursement of the revenue. For example, Clarence, people cry on the NSA every day. Clarence, people don't know the operation of the NSA in this country. The situation at the border, do you know the role the NSA play, Clarence? You don't know the role. People don't know the role. You're not inside out. So people said the NSA, they are covert institution, and now we're sleeping.
So, but you heard what I said about the NSA, right? Chief, you heard what I said about the NSA, right?
But only for today, most of the time we talk about budget basic.
No. And bossman, this is where our role comes in. People like me will not sit there. My man, I know about NSA covert and how the NSA works. But let me ask you something, Cooper. And I was saying, brother, situation can bring itself. Already we're talking about, normally, the president is talking about training of 600 people every year up to 2029. That one our normal thing. Then the situation with the Guinean borders supposed to add a serious necessity to our already quest to train. Meaning, we're supposed to be running with the training. We're supposed to be looking all over and saying we gotta take money from certain training. If we never wanted to train, this is the time for training. That is my point. And I'm not saying there's not other sectors that are competitive. That's why I didn't talk about, because I know health, that money set could be small. Building Children's Hospital is now a joke, a specialized hospital. But I'm also saying, let's look around. The scene, let's look in there and do something. Let's do something. The 700,000 Copper is smart, Minister.
Yeah, Clarence, I agree. I follow the supplementary budgets and summary. For example, the foreign affairs. They are talking about acquiring property in Ghana for the embassy.
But Minister, let me ask you about the Ministry of Mines and Energy Release. So, these people here who are violating, what you do, you just advise them and they go, or your opponents them because they violated. They've been gaining from us. So,
Clarence, if you follow the activity of the Ministry of Mines and Energy, we came up with a new fee structure as it relates to allowing people who have lessons to come for permit to use those equipment under clean. So, we noticed for the past time, we've been having issue with people coming for permit. And there was no structure set aside to give that permit. But as I speak to you, the new fee structure carry the permit amount.
No, Minister, that's what I'm talking about. They say the Class C. The people who got Class C license, they're not supposed to use bulldozer and machinery to do their mining, but they've been using it. And the ministry say they must stop now. So I'm asking, since they've been using it, we'll let them go free?
Clarence, we've been receiving information about them using equipment on Class C clean. So the fact that the information came to us, we didn't have any hardcore evidence to arrest people that using equipment on Class C. That's why the ministry came out with that memo that we are clear anybody that you get access to Class C, let's say use heavy equipment, you can be penalized because the money and mineral law is very clear in this country. If you want to use heavy equipment, Clarence, you come to the ministry will give you permit.
Thank you, Minister. So, but hey, you get your money. Anyway, the minister coming tomorrow 9 o'clock by the grace of God. Okay, thank you, Minister. Minister Pato, you see, you're her woman, a woman. You get your money, agent, or woman, all the years. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Clarence.
You on mono by chief?
No, I'm not getting around Kiwi Street.
Let's hear you, yeah.
Moi la job. Clarence, I got the issue, the chingo, I know the chingo, advertisement, play the money. I leave my people to us need them. Are you not playing?
No. I think they just focus on the 2 station managers. Don't man no man. They just focus on the 2 station managers. But Julia, a small player, about boots can come from London. Julia, you know, people like Chara, and once they play football, no evidence. Hello, caller. Hello.
Morning.
Good morning.
You will play for Dragon.
Now we here. Oh, Chara. I play for the Mate Dragon. The Mate, not the Dragon.
I need a call. We don't talk about. Can't be your everyday.
That girl play football, man.
No, boy. You want to play for Dragon and I play with I mean, we don't talk about football team. There's something that resemble football team. Your own resemble how you go kung fu and karate.
My man, I beg you, man. Talk, man. I look for you, the body.
So good morning, Clarence. Let's say good morning to the Labyrinth. But Clarence, I think government is running differently. And I agree with all the other things. Say that's how you wanted to take it. I side you wanted to take it from. But me, I'm taking it from the side where I've never seen. I don't know where in recent time we ever saw it in parks. Where a budget is how you call it formulated for a fiscal year. And at the end of the budget year, the only thing I've been hearing here. Well, budget shortfall.
Oh, got it all up, man.
No. You don't want that one.
No, but boss man, supplementary budget is not so much of a privilege.
You finish talking your own.
But go ahead. No. But I'll the master talker, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, go ahead.
From a government heading time. To the other people turn, to my time again. I've only been hearing shortfall. But today, the papa from Wasonga who has been sleeping have said, no, supplementary, additional. You need to tell people what that supplementary means because in big English, you're not saying it the right way. Additional money has been discovered. So they're sending about informing the Labyrinth people through that legislation.
We need to do some research. You showed George Weather there wasn't any supplementary. I need to check.
Do the research.
Yeah.
And the fact checker, we can fact checking.
Yeah.
Let it tell me child lie again. But I hear that one. I hear it now. So let me tell people that additional for the 5 million is being added. But I want you to call Benedict Koluba here. Because Benedict Koluba said
I will call Benedict, not today.
1.2, no, listen, 1.2 billion is unrealistic. It can never be a thing. He said it until the fact checker said I lie again. Benedict Koluba said 1.2 cannot be achieved. But we're not getting 1.2 plus 45. Please call him back.
Okay. All right. I'll call him. The man say he's taking it from different perspective. Well, this is the morning rush. We are about to talk education. Generational shift is the book we're about to discuss here. Shift mindsets, break cycles, and embrace new ideas for Africa's growth. Generational shift. What a book. So the author is here, and we will go straight into it. I see Africa's model of democratic stability, Botswana, governance and accountability, redefining leadership in Africa. Wow. Remember the other time the other author was here, you were talking about including 2 additional branches of the government. The Central Bank of Liberia should be one other branch, and one other thing should, the legislature, no, something else should be one. Okay, council of elders. He says some elders in the country should be one other branch. But anyway, we'll go into it. Good morning, sir. It's good to have you. Welcome to OKFM.
It is great to be here. Thank you so much, Clarence.
How are you?
I'm well, very well.
As you were coming in, I tried to grab my head around something. I've seen you before.
We've met before. We did an interview before, yes.
Okay.
That was a few years ago.
Just tell us.
You didn't have all the beer then.
Yes. Please tell us a little about you. Who are you?
So my name is Kennedy G. I am an ordained minister and also a professional health worker as well. I work in global health. But lately, in the last few years, as an African and a Liberian, looking at the situations, and I looking at the conditions in our countries, and then I traveled in Africa. I began to question, why is it like this? And that question led me into writing this book, Generational Shift. The book actually argues that what is holding Africa back is our mindset. And that if we shift our mindset, we are able to break cycles. There is, these cycles that we have held for so long that are not leading us forward. These cycles need to be broken. And the shifting mindset part, it comes of how do we see ourselves? And that, how do we see ourselves? Who are we? That is a question that we have to answer as Africans, as Liberians. Who are we? And the answer for me is that we are God's creation. And then once that is established and we agree that having faith is not, faith in God is not, it's not a theoretical thing, it's a practical thing. And so if we are God's children created by God, then we have to ask a question. Did God create categories of people? Did God create this hierarchy of humanity? Are there others that are better than others? Are there people who should live better than other people? The answer for me is no. That God created us, all of us, equal human beings, and He loves us equally. And that God desires the very best for ourselves. God has given us our brains as the highest natural resource that He has given us. And if we can shift the way we think and align ourselves with God's desire for us and His intention for us, our growth begins in real. And we can develop our nations, we can develop our communities, we can develop our societies so that we live to the highest glory of God.
When you talk about the barriers, when you talk about the mindset, our mindset, and those things that are keeping us to be where we are.
Yeah.
What are the practical things you're talking about?
So, I'm going to go back for a moment. We all know that as God's creation, in God's design, when He placed us here on the face of the earth, He gave us natural resources for us to live by. The most basic ones that we don't always think about is water and good fertile land. These are natural resources, generally for individuals or family. Then we have national natural resources. Those that are in the ground, the ones you and I know about, the gas,
gold, the diamond,
all of that. God gave all of that to us so that for our national well-being, how you manage that, how you take care of that, determines the outcome that you get. But the question for me as a theologian and as one who has studied divinity, the question then I asked years ago is, so wait, if we have all of these natural resources, for me as an individual, what natural resource has God given me? And the answer is my mind. And it's each of us, our minds. And when we begin to see that the highest natural resource that God has given us is our mind, then we have to ask ourselves the question, did God intend us to be a suffering population? Did God intend us to be a used population that other people will stand on and they will have, they will build their economies and they will do that? Is that, no, that is wrong. And so, first of all, when we begin to see ourselves as God's children and God loves and God wants the very best of us, then that's a shift of our mindset. We begin to see that. Then we become good managers of the natural resource that God has given us, that these are meant for our flourishing and for our well-being and for the greater good of our societies. When we begin to think that.
I was flipping through.
Yeah.
And I came across one of the chapters in your book that talks about the importance of economic freedom.
Right.
What do you mean?
Well, okay, so one of the things is if you in life, if you don't have financial stability, if you don't have, if you can't, if you don't, it's if you don't have the means, the financial means to take care of yourself and your family and your society, you in one way or another, you are controlled by those who have those means. And so when I say the importance of financial freedom is the natural resources that God has given us, we have to become good managers of those. And then we have to come up with an outcome about how those really, really benefit us. So let me give you one practical example. One of the things that that Africa continues to suffer, and the way I talk about it, sometimes I said like the village economy. If you got village A is producing cassava, and village B and village A is exporting cassava to village B, and village B is taking its capital, is taking its money and sending it to village A to buy village A's cassava. Village B over here is losing its capital. Now it's sending the capital to village B. So it's losing its fluidity, its financial fluidity. Because once you have the cassava, you're going to eat it and it's gone. You no longer have money. Your money is going. So how do you capture capital back into your economy? If village B is thinking about how do we capture capital, village B also then has to become an exporter. So in other words, if we are going to buy cassava from village A, we have to be able to produce corn to also sell to village A so that we can get some of that capital back into our economy. So if you have a nation that is import dependent, your money is always going to go out because you don't have a way of keeping it. You don't have a way of capturing capital. Every money that comes here, so everything you have here in your studio today, there is nothing I see here. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't see anything that is manufactured nationally. Everything comes from outside.
The one that's also carpenter make it here.
That the carpenter, okay, the wood.
Yeah.
So at least we got one thing here.
Yeah.
But what I mean by that is that our nation has to figure out a way. We have to figure out a way that some of the natural resources that God has given us, we have to be able to produce manufacturing plant in this country, because you're talking about unemployment, the high rate of unemployment and all of that. We have all of these natural resources. We are sending them out raw material, and then they come back to us in finished form, and then they take our capital, they take our money. So one of the things that this country and a lot of African countries, we need to fight hard to produce some manufacturing plants that are able to do manufacturing. And this is where the mind plays a part. Because the mind goes before action. If we set our mind on doing it and we say, look, God has given us this mind, it's our natural resource. We as a nation, as a people, we want to have 2 or 3 manufacturing plants in this country, in different regions of our country, to provide employment and for the flourishing of our people. If we set our mind on it, and that's what we want to do as a society, we're going to accomplish it. But what is happening is that people come and take this. I mean, look, Clarence, let me give you an example. One obvious one, we've been talking about this for generations.
Go ahead.
One obvious one is Firestone. We are traditional friends with America. I always question, how come our father or our mother is so rich and we are so poor? What is wrong with that picture? I question that. But let's take Firestone, for example. Of over the 100 years that Firestone has been in this country, what is the excuse for us not having one manufacturing plant here to produce one rubber byproduct? I've heard people say, "Oh, the economy is small. If you produce a manufacturing plant in Liberia, then there will not be a large enough market, to produce profit." That is not correct. That is so wrong. How about, let's say, look, Fashion has been here for 50 years. 100 years. After 50 years, we say, look, let's come up with some kind of a strategic thinking. And what we can do, if we produce a manufacturing plant in Liberia, we can produce highways to cross Africa. We can transport all of the things that we manufacture in Liberia to go across Africa. I live in the U.S., and most of the things that I live in a manufacturing state, for example, in Minnesota. I live in Minneapolis. Minneapolis has about 21 Fortune 500 companies. There's a lot of manufacturing. All the things that they produce are not bought by Minnesotans alone. There are truckloads and shiploads of manufacturing goods that go across the United States and across the world. Do you think there is enough market for any rubber byproduct, not just Liberia, but all across Africa? I'm not even talking about the rest of the globe. But over 100 years, you can't blame one government because this thing has been over 100 years. Why can't we sit down with America and say, look, this is to produce wealth in our society. This is about human flourishing. Our population is suffering. Our young people are suffering. Unemployment is very high, and as a partner, as a country with which we have been friends for generations, we are appealing. This is a moral appeal. It's not a political thing. It's a moral appeal for the sake of human flourishing and to create jobs for these young people in this country. All the rubber, let's say you want to do tires. How about these PPE gloves? The gloves, all of you rubber plastic thing. These things sell in billions every year across the world. What is wrong with using a made in Liberia thing in Great Britain or in Ireland? Or everything has to come from somewhere else.
Did the book at any point talk about the solution to some of these problems?
Yes.
And ethnic diversity plays an important role in society, probably Africa and other places, maybe one of our greatest assets. And I also heard you talking about inclusion of marginalized ethnic group.
Right.
I wanted to know what did you say in the book, focusing on that. But I firstly wanted you to answer the question of whether there are ways in the book that some of these things could be addressed.
Right. So the book Generational Shift is basically a solutions book.
Okay.
It's not a book of complaints. It's not a book of that just talk about problems. But it said that we have to shift our mindset, the way we have been thinking, the things that have been acceptable, the things that we have accepted for generations. We have to break these cycles. Again, and not for political purposes or for moral purpose, or doing the right thing by our population, by our people. Think about this, Clarence. I'll come to your question. But think about this. When I was growing up here in this country as a young person, there were only two universities in Liberia, Cottington and the University of Liberia. We had the technical school out in Maryland, and then we had Booker T. Washington, which is the vocational school. Those were the highest learning institutions. Now, after the war, you know how many universities we have in this country?
We have a lot.
So how many students are we graduating each year? In the thousands. Within that same period, tell me how many jobs have we created? You are putting on all of these students, they are graduating each year. Even our medical school is now, our doctors in this country, that's Florida now. It's a saturated profession now that doctors are looking for jobs because we have not thought about how we can make our economy to spread so that people are flourishing everywhere. You are graduating thousands and thousands of accountants, and maybe there's sort of 100 accounting jobs within a society, and you are graduating 10,000 students each year. You are graduating this division, that division, that division. So we as a society need to come together. We value education. What it means that we are opening these universities in each and every county. Some counties now have 2 universities or some vocational schools, and the Monrovia got a lot of universities here. What that says, if you look at it, what it says is that we as a society will value education. So that is great. We want our young people to learn. The question is, when they get out of the walls of the academic schools, where are they going? Where are the jobs? And that then brings about the question of what do we do to create these jobs? And that's why I'm talking about these manufacturing, we have to now think about the quality of education that we are producing in the classroom and the jobs. Once you graduate and you throw that hat up in the air and you have a party and everybody come to you and say we are proud of you and you post it on Facebook and all of that, well, you go to sleep daybreak tomorrow now.
Start looking for a job.
Yes. So these are questions that each and every society have to answer. And this is what I meant by this shifting mindset. We have to really, really think critically of our society. And for me, I started with saying that we are God's creation, and so we have these moral obligations to do the right thing as God's children by our fellow citizens. And we are in positions, when we are in positions, we have to maximize these positions for the well-being of our people. All of these things that are leaving this country and going out, those who are in authority have to figure out how do we keep some here, how do we capture some for the benefit and for the well-being of our people. The other thing is the education I talked about earlier. I did a survey a few years ago, and then most of the employers in this country, we have a lot of foreign investors, which is great, and they are looking for employees, and they tell me, well, we don't have the skill set that we are looking for the positions that we have. So what you find in Liberia is that even these foreign entities that come, the jobs that they have are mostly entry-level jobs on scale positions. Once you start going up management level, you start seeing different people. Am I saying the truth? You start seeing you start seeing people from different. Is that really true? Do we not have the skill set of Liberians?
It's still a big debate.
Yeah. Do we not really have the skill set in this country?
A lot of people take exception to that.
I do. I take exception to that. But these are the kind of excuses that people who are in authority and people who are able to make these things happen have accepted.
Inclusion of marginalized ethnic group.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
So that's an internal problem. The book is written from a moral point of view. We have to be inclusive as a nation. So some of this book is some of what is in the book. Most of what is in the book is about morality. One of the cycles that we have gone through that we continually hold, and it's getting better, but marginalized. For example, we have always assigned women, to be domestic, caretakers and things like that, and then that's a cycle that we are breaking. There is more breakage that needs to happen. We need to give women more visibility. I mean, just because one woman was a vice president and another person was a minister, we have this. There is still a lot to be done among women, and for women. I know it's a competitive society, so everybody have to fight that way. But we have to break these cycles. Also, there's all of this tribalism and nepotism that is going on in our society. Sometimes it's not about qualification. Sometimes it's about who is closer to me, who is dedicated to me, all of that. These are moral things that if we are going to have a flourishing society, we have to be able to address as a nation and as a people.
Okay, Generational Shift is the book we are discussing. And he says, we must create an Africa that is strong and able to bequeath a legacy of self-worth, self-dignity, and national pride to future generations. He was quoting Jerry Rawlings.
I was quoting Jerry Rawlings.
Will we ever get there?
Well, one of the questions that we have to answer as a people, right? We have choices. All of us, human beings. What do I want the outcome of my actions to result to? You can choose the outcome of your action to result to human suffering, or you can choose the outcome of the actions and the decisions you make to result into human flourishing. It's a choice that you make. And when we morally, what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to make decisions and choices that result into human flourishing. And when we do so, we are leaving footprint behind. We are bequeathing. To bequeath is to give an inheritance. We are giving the inheritance of the next generation of people of self-worth, dignity, and national pride. And talking about national pride, we have a society now where a lot of people here think anywhere outside of Liberia is better. My best chances are life, my best chances are success. It's not in this country, it's somewhere else. What does that say about us? So what we are saying is that the place that where God placed me, I have a responsibility to build up this place. I have the responsibility to contribute to this place so that it is safe, it is secure, that I can raise my family here, that I can build wealth here, that I can live to the glory of God. I don't have to go somewhere else. But if that is a mindset that you have, if your mindset is to say that we'll build a society, that it will be a place where people can flourish, build their families, grow wealth, and all of that, then that's what you work on. On the other hand, if you have a mindset that I gotta get out of here, this place, I can't make it here, this place is too hard. And for generation to generation, these are cycles that need to be broken. And we need to create an environment that is conducive for the growth and well-being of our citizens.
Every time I talk to people on these kinds of desks and we have these kinds of conversations, I always ask myself one question as to whether, is it intentional? Don't our leaders know that we're supposed to be ahead at some point? Because, Mr. G, when you look at some of the countries around the world, and you look at probably maybe countries like Liberia, if you look at some of the countries that are flourishing, they do not necessarily have some of the natural resources God has given us. But they are far ahead. Did they both talk anything about dependency and how we can move ahead?
Yes, so one of the major themes in the book is that we were never created to be dependent, but rather interdependent. So we live in a global society where we can become contributors to one another. So even the Bible says it is better to give than to receive. So in other words, all of us have to strive in life to become contributors and not just consumers. What we have done is that we have relegated ourselves to becoming a consuming society. Give, take, and then we don't have anything to give. But that's a position that we have put ourselves in. Somehow we got there. So, many of these societies and these other countries that you're asking about, they have become very intentional in ensuring that their society and their people flourish. That I want to love Liberia so much that I don't see anything better outside of Liberia that will make me to leave from here. But that's intentional. It doesn't happen by mistake. It doesn't happen by some kind of chance. There has to be a mindset shift towards that so that we build these societies for them to be what we intend them to be. They can't happen by chance. But everybody has to be intentional about it, and everybody has to work towards it, each and every one of us. And that's the good thing with this book, Generational Shift. Shift mindset, break cycles, and embrace new ideas for Africa's growth. The good thing about it is that it provides solutions. So I will give, I talk about entrepreneurship in the book, for example. So let me talk about the book. We are launching the book at the University of Liberia on Thursday at 10 a.m. on the main campus on Capitol Hill. And when I was researching, I went all over Africa. I traveled all around Africa to just see how African societies and some of the successful entrepreneurial and venture, capital venturous things they are doing. And I picked two from Liberia. And one of those is a Floyd Thomas. I went to Nima County to meet with Floyd on Friday because I interviewed him for the book. And if you know Floyd's story, Floyd was a street vendor. That's
what we heard.
Yeah, he was a wheelbarrow boy. But that thing taught him, it gave him, selling in a wheelbarrow gave him a good sense of business. And so when the war came, Floyd found himself in a village. And in that village, that's where he discovered gold. And that's where he became a gold dealer. So his company is called Jungle Group of Companies.
Yeah.
Everything is jungle.
Jungle water.
You got a jungle water, jungle electric. Because his business started out in the jungle. But the media about Floyd has never lived in America. Floyd has never lived in Europe. Floyd has never lived in China. Floyd has never even lived in Monrovia. That boy, all his life was in San Nicolas. He went to BWI, so that's the closest he came to the city. So what I'm saying, what this means is that there are opportunities here. We have to dig for them. We have to exploit them. We have to explore them. Because all the people that say, well, I need to leave and go somewhere else, well, you are there, you're doing well, you got jobs, you're working, you're taking care of yourself. But there are the country is producing millionaires. And they have not gone anywhere. So the opportunities are here. We need to work hard to create them. The other person that is also still in the book is Mabu Johnson, who is Floyd, and Mabu Johnson are going to be at a lunch at the University of Liberia on Thursday.
We're coming there. We're coming to the lunch. That's a place we're concluding before we open the lunch.
Yeah. So Mabu, when I was growing up, my mother used to put a palm kernel oil and boil it some more, and that was what we used as a lotion. That boy has modernized it, and it's become a big business.
You mean the Cannon Fresh guy?
Cannon Fresh, yes. So there are opportunities here. All we need to do is engage our mindset and say, look, open the opportunities up to me for me to see and do business. And when the things that I do, I went to one of Floyd's places, and he said he's got 150 people employed there. Across all of his companies, probably have 1,000 or so people employed. That's one person. If we can get, several Liberians that are able to do that, we are helping one another. And that is a great thing.
The author of this book, Mr. Kennedy Sonsana G.
Yes.
He's our guest this morning, Generational Shift. We're talking about the book. You heard him talking about our mindset. God gave it to us, our mind, but it seemed our mindset is negatively impacting us. The way we think, the way we do what we do. He's talking about financial, economic freedom, for example. He's talking about dependency. Call us on 0777-700-995. No, before we open the line, let's talk about the launch of the book. Where is it going to be? When is it going to be? And how is it going to be?
The book is going to be launched on Thursday, April 16, on the campus of the University of Liberia. At 10 a.m. on the main campus on Capitol Hill. On Capitol Hill, not in Findale. Today at Findale, we are going to do a town hall meeting with the students. I want to interact with students and have them ask questions. I want to have an intellectual debate with them because I think it is important that we discuss these things thoroughly in society, and then we can begin also then to impact positively, impact the mindsets of our young people so that they can begin to think higher and better about society because they are tomorrow's leaders.
Yeah.
So we are doing that today, and then on Thursday we are having the lunch. I invited the president. I gave the president of our country, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai Sr. I gave him a copy of the book. He read it. I sent an invitation to be a chief launcher. He is not able to be there because he's currently in Ethiopia. His office said he will be coming back on Thursday, but they're not sure if he'll be able to make it. So they are going to confirm to me today if he will be there, but certainly he's going to designate someone to be there. So it's most likely going to be the VP or maybe the Minister of State and Presidential Affairs. I'm going to get a confirmation today. So I'm looking forward to it. The university has been very, very The university president and her staff have been very, very accommodating. They bought several copies of the book. I brought several copies to donate.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody were to come down Thursday to buy a copy, will it be available?
Yes, we have copies to buy, and there's $15 each. If you go on Amazon, the book is everywhere. For those of you who are listening and you are not able to get a copy, a physical copy, a book is on Amazon. Anywhere books can be found, whether Amazon, whether Barnes and Noble, anywhere books can be found. But I wrote this book, I edited, and then I edited, and I edited, so I'm tired of reading the book. So there is also an audio version. I actually enjoy listening to the audio version. So there's a Kindle version if you want to read on your phone or on your tablet. There's a Kindle version if you like to listen by audio on your phone or in your car. There is an audio version, and there is a physical version. We've got a paperback and we've got a hardback. Those can be found on Amazon anywhere books are sold.
Okay, let's take some calls. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
We are good.
Mr. Cousin, good morning. How are everything?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm so glad to get you today because I really been finding me to come on the show. I want to the listener of your show.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to appreciate your studio guest, for a deliberation on a book.
Okay.
Actually, it's what we need in the country. We need people who are innovative.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah?
Good morning, Piso, and good morning to your studio guests.
Yeah?
My name is Sarkotis Victor. I'm calling you from Chikisu Factory.
Okay.
Liberia is one of the richest countries in the world. I can't lie to you. But the problem we have is the governance system and the management that we're supposed to have. Quite recently, we have gold bust in Nimba County. They should have given the citizens at least 2 to 3 months to harvest what they have seen so that they can get something. Then when
wait. Oh, the government not supposed to regulate it. They just supposed to let people go there?
No, listen. I want to say this. When the citizens discover something that is lucrative, you should give them the priority, at least give them a maximum 2 months, you say you harvest what you have seen, so that we can regulate it.
We supposed to give them 2 months and say, no, I be you enjoy yourself here for it.
Yes. The reason why I say so is look at King George. King George in our nose is bringing billions of dollars in the country, and we can't get anything from there. The people are poor.
Okay. Already people now start, Mr. J, people are concerned about decentralization of the book. There's somebody making plan of me. So it ain't immoral. That boy, the man talking about that. How will get on here now? But we'll talk about it. Hello?
Yeah, hello, Clarence.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Arthur Webby, the president-elect for the National Programmers Union.
All right, Arthur, let's hear you. Congratulations, man, on the occasion of your election, my brother.
I know, Clarence. Thanks so much. And look, these are the conversations we should be having about our country. But I think the issue of a generational shift, I think it's something that we have to look at. Because some of the leaders we have in our country, the old mindset, which is the analog mindset, they don't even want to introduce some digital component of learning or doing anything to transform. So I think the book is very, very great. And like we've always been saying, if this generation has 22 years or 22 to 23 years when Liberia is 200 years old in 2047, if we lost almost 50 years from 1975 to 2025, what we can do now in these 22 years, if we are not very careful, Liberia will just be like they were 200 years old, and it will be very sad for us. So we need to put more energy.
Okay, more energy. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, Clarence.
Yeah?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Yeah, there are 2 things. I'm trying to call from the first security office.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening to the student today. I'm so impressed. Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm so impressed about his book. But yeah, the world right now, they got a contemporary approach to things. I want to ask you a question, and I also want to say something. what is his answer to people who now look at things like Africa does not need a single church anymore? Because most of the time you're online, you come across Africans, Europeans, and other people, they interact, they try to say the reason Africa is lagging behind is not because of God. And so some of them ask me that Africa does not need a single church anymore. There are proliferation of churches. But the mindset that he said people should approach things scientifically. That Africans should focus on scientific approach rather than, prayer. And the next thing, that was a question. I really want you to address that. And the other thing is not really a question, is that, I've the kinds of work that you made me to go to confidence and things like that. And what I got to realize, that you people were saying, Liberians' technical, skills, we are far behind. You go to the sugar factory, you see heavy duty, people that are controlling equipment. The foreigner have to bring them, the company have to bring them. You go to Futa, like Saturday, I was at the cement factory. All the heavy machines that I use there, they bring the Indian guys, the Indian young boys. So it's like we are only learning accounting and sociology and public administration. We need to open ourselves.
Okay. Final caller. Hello.
Sorry.
Yeah, yes, sure. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Edwin G.V. Cannon, popular new at Chibune. I am calling from the Chibune Avenue on my farm.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy. I'm always like to listen to this kind of program. And teaching the mindset is good. Like, for some of us, we have been around the world. I've been to Ireland, I've been to Qatar, and I always come back. I get an opportunity to stay. But my reason of coming back is I always think my father was part of my chief grandfather. My entire family came from royal family in Grand Cape Mountain. One of the best, richest places that can even develop libraries from Cape Mountain. And we're not getting anything from there. There must be something that we will create for ourselves instead of sitting in people's place and working as slaves. Then we came back. Clarence, today you see beaches around the country. Go and check from 2011. It is through our effort that today you got beaches. People go for recreation, center and other places. We clean beaches, we throw feces, we throw dead bodies on the beaches. Today, we are nowhere to be seen in that kind of light. We are frustrated and disappointed. Now I get involved in agriculture. Their farm lay all over work. The frustration is even worse than any other thing. People will frustrate you. They don't want you to move anywhere, to go to anywhere. Want to make sure. Sometimes I sit down and say, let me go back to where I came from. Better I leave there or die. But my mind will always tell me that nobody can do it better than me. This country belongs to us. This is the only country that we cannot be debated for. As I'm speaking to you now, I'm speaking to you in tears. The only first modern beach that was built in this country up Mama Point was built through us, the Miami Beach. Today have been kicked out of that place. Kicked out of that place because I'm not the Johnson or the Richardson or the Dennison. I'm winning. And it's frustrating. Where are we going? Okay? Where are we going? So the best we can do, these kind of people need to speak, truth to power. Let them know that there are people who are willing to do it. There are people who don't want to do it. I was doing sociology and education in Zion. I changed it. I changed it to agriculture because I want to create jobs for other people. I don't want to, when I do sociology and education, how many jobs will I create? All of these things I have done it for this country, and the country is continuing to frustrate me. I have put my life on the line. Work with the Community Watch Forum from start to end. Today, I'm the National Vice Chair for Recruitment and Mobilization Partner.
Okay, Bene. Thank you so much. Let's go back to Mr. G, and he was talking about the launch. The launch will be on Thursday, 10 a.m. at the University of Liberia's main campus up Capitol Hill. You are invited to go there. The book will be on sale, $15, and he says, anywhere you can find book online, you can find this book, Generational Shift. And, copies will be there for you to buy. And today he will have an intellectual interaction with the students at the University of Liberia. He said people from the university, they bought several copies. So this is the book. You can buy it, you can read. It's a book, well stuff, you see, different things in the book. Yeah, it talks about the shift mindsets, shift in our mindset, breaking some of the cycles, and we need to embrace new ideas if Africa must grow. Yes, we can just stick. That's why so now we talk about the Constitution of Liberia. And do you know that next year our Constitution will be 40 years old? 1987, 2027. How do you have a country's constitution 40 years? We get changed nothing. We just having said 1987, Nigeria constitution. We got to conform with the reality. That's why you were talking about shifting our mindset and bringing about new ideas. So the book will be launched day after tomorrow on the main campus of the University of Liberia. Mr. G, listen to the colors.
Yes, I did. The one gentleman was asking about churches and things. I think he was the only one that was asking questions. I want him to be assured that I want him to know first and foremost that I'm an ordained minister. I have no doubt in my heart, in my mind, that God is the creator of the universe, and that He has given us our minds the way they are, and for us to use them for our own well-being. That's the best natural resource He has given us. Now, talking about churches, Jesus said the man goes out and plant a seed, and then the enemy also came and planted his seed by the side. So there are always going to be bad churches, but the Bible is very clear: do not give up meeting together. There's always going to be churches. We're always going to assemble. And having said that, there are going to be those bad ones. I think there are a lot of commercial churches now that are gathering people to make living. Whether they are truly gospel of Jesus Christ intended churches, it's a whole different question. But that's why the Bible also says you should examine every spirit. Just because it's a church and the doors are open does not necessarily mean that they are firm believers in Jesus. So anyway, that's not science. Is not there is not God and there is science. Those are not two different things. God is the giver of science.
In fact, even made mistake. The Constitution 40 years old now because into 2026.
Right.
Yeah, 1986, 2026. Yeah, it already 40. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But anyway, we need to just think seriously about our societies and what we can do to make living conditions better for our people, for the generations of people to come. We can't just get stuck in these same circles. When in fact, one of your callers said Liberia is one of the richest countries. It's true, because God has endowed us with a lot of natural resources. However, we have not become good managers of those natural resources. And what do we need to do to to maximize the usage of these natural resources is what I suggested earlier. We need to strive to open some manufacturing plants in this country so that the raw materials are not just always taken out and then brought back in finished form, but we can do them here. And if anybody is saying, well, the market is too small, if we open anything here, there is not enough people to buy, that is not correct. Africa now is open for market. And I'm not saying just Liberia. The beautiful thing that has happened in the last few decades is that Africa has become regionalized. Liberia, the West Africa. We are working on getting a single currency. But one of the issues is that sometimes our leaders need to work together to open up these road corridors so that there are highways going from one country to another country, so that exports and imports are they are brought in very easily. You can have trucks driving from Liberia to Nairobi, Kenya, in 1 or 2 days, and they can have freezers on them to preserve the food or whatever is being exported. These are things that we need to think about seriously in our society. We can have, one of the things that, Clarence, it hurts me sometimes. You go through the market. I drive, one morning I was driving through the market, through red light, and then what's the other place behind there? And I saw these people bringing in these bags and bags of mangoes. Well, those mangoes, they have, they are perishable after 2 or 3 days. If they are not sold, they are going to perish. You can produce manufacturing plants, to convert those kind of a food product to other forms of consumable products. And you are going to create jobs. And then if you are able to, once you can do that, you can export them to other parts of Africa for marketing purposes. So we just have to think about these are cycles that we need to break. we are no inferior to nobody else and to any other country. We were equally created by God, and God has endowed us with the natural resources that we have. And He has also endowed us with our brains. We need to set our minds on the well-being of our people, for their flourishing. For all the people that we are graduating from our universities, they need to get jobs, and we cannot get jobs without creating these manufacturing plants and doing all of these things for our society. We have to shift our mindset and break these cycles that have held us back for so long.
Break the cycles and embrace new ideas, Mr. G. I'd like to say thank you so much for coming. We look forward to the book launch on Thursday, 10 a.m. at the UL, but also to your intellectual interaction with the students today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson. This was great. It's good to be here, and thank you as always.
Okay. Mr. Kennedy Susanna G, an author, a Liberian, who's written a book, Generational Shift, talking about shift mindsets, breaking of cycles, and embracing new ideas for Africa's growth. Yeah, I agree with you. Embracing new ideas. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over. As Anna Comey say, we expect different results. It's not possible.
Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia.
We'll take Representative Foley Famula very shortly.
The flesh is for bravery. The whites on the flesh is for purity. The star is for republic. The blue fee is for black people. We know Liberia is our home. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11 days of people.
So Mr. G has just presented me officially a copy of the book, Generational Shift. We will go through it. We'll usher in Representative Foley Family very short. Look, you think I know that the AFL have got a budget of $18-20 million? I know. But that money is for basic salary and the running of the military. The $4 million we're talking about is supposed to be exclusively for training. That is what they've submitted as far as the supplementary budget is concerned. So I'm not saying the AFL don't have a budget in the national budget. No, that's not my point. But the budget they have, like any other government ministry and agency, is for salaries and the running of the military. Buy fuel for the jeeps and the pickups and the different operations, and just the running of the military and their salary. That's what that money is for. The $4 million we're talking about is supposed to be something exclusively directed, provided by the government and directed to training. That's the point. And I know there are competing priorities, but I insist that the military should be one of our priorities now. If it was never, it should be now.
Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The flag of Liberia is flying all the time. Showing allegiance.
So you see, we have a constitution that is 40 years old. Lord, we need to write a new constitution. 40 years old, one constitution for 40 solid years. Well, maybe we can say, yeah, the war years, 15 years. Maybe we can, okay, let's just say, so the constitution, for those of you who want to argue about the war years, okay, so let's say the constitution is 25 years old. It's still too much. We should write our constitution in a way that will say, after every 10 years, we can do a referendum and change some things. We got to conform. We got to look. There are just some things that, like I say in the case of the AFL thing, there are some things that can just bring a set. There are some things that are happening just bringing a set. As we go in, as we have more elections and things are coming up, as we talk about the duality of our citizenship, there are new things that will come up. As we talk about land issue more, as we talk about human rights, there are a lot of issues. So a lot of issues are coming up. That's the reason why we should go back to the Constitution and say the one year we wrote it 40 years ago. Is it still working? Can we change it? Let's do something now.
Nations will come to your rising.
Representative Manan Famule is here. We'll take him very shortly.
Together, let's keep the peace. The flag of Liberia is flying all the time, showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The flag of Liberia is flying all the time, showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The red on the flag stands for bravery. The white on the flag stands for purity. The star is for republic. The blue fee is for black people. We know Liberia is our home. The Declaration of Independence was signed.
I am thinking to bring two senior citizens. There are three. This week, I might bring one, Dr. Larry Brooklyn. I might bring him Thursday if our schedule work well. Next week, I might bring in former Elections Commission Chair James Flomoya. The week after, I might just bring Madam Mary Brewer. I want these people to I want to profile these people. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday who was telling me about some of the history of James Flomoya. I think that he was a chair of SOUP when he was at the same time lecturing at the University of I think he was a student, a teacher aide, something like that. But that he played a role during the Turbo regime. They were the critical guys around, all the kind of thing. I was like, no, I need to get some of these people. I want to do that so the young people have an appreciation. Almost every week, I would just bring one person to profile some of these older people. So you see these people with different lens now. When they tell you about themselves, you'll be like, so the person is like this, and we didn't know all this. Like I did with the Minister of Finance. At some point, I'll bring former Finance Minister Samuel Toye, in May next month. I'll bring them, tell their stories, how they went to school. Every time they talk about the University of Liberia, a lot of people remember Studa. What role did he play in that? All these things, we'll talk about them. But we have Bond County District number 7, Representative Foley Manan Family. He's our guest right here on the show. First time saying he became lawmaker. Today, let's talk District 7. Let's talk District 7. I see him always on Channel Union's back. Oh, Channel Union. They'll call them, then they go, they will do something, then you say, yes, they they're clearing the road, they're doing the one. How far is everything going? The Sanoye Road, have they done any pavement there? What's going on? Representative Family, I'd like to say good morning,
man. Good morning again, my good brother, and good morning to our people in Radio Land.
Yeah, I remember 2021, 22, 2020, you always say to me, I'm the next representative of the district. I know why you were so optimistic about that, why you believe in that so much, but you were just clear that you would have been the next representative. Why did you speak the way you spoke?
So, Clarence, the first thing is that sometimes it is on the basis of your relationship with the community. You understand the mindset of the people. You try to live up to their expectation, and you believe strongly that your actions will trigger their reaction, and they will be able to take decisions that favor the community, and you could be used as that tool to achieve their objective. Because in public service, it should always be, and it is always about the community interest. It is not about your personal feelings. It is not about what you benefit. It's about how you believe you can stand up for the community when they need you most. So years back, there are a few jobs I felt they were things that were show based on the way I have lived. To be representative of the district, I feel I've lived a life that thousands of people believe that I could provide the kind of leadership they wanted. And that lifestyle can give you any level of support in public service. You need to be morally upright. You need to have clear
positions on national issues. You need to be very clear if you take a decisions. You should not be someone who fumble. You should understand that the people interest comes first. You should understand that you can use your experience to protect the interests of the ordinary people, because Clarence, most often people speak from positions of less information. They will have less information, but they want to provide general perspective on issues. As such, when you believe strongly that your positions are informed, it helps position you in the way that people believe you have an option to take, you have a decision to make that favor thousands of people. So years back, I have always felt that with the level of support, the level of connections, personal relationship we have built in our two districts, we feel strongly that our people will always favor us when we are given the opportunity to be on the ballot.
Exactly. And you have a big district. You have the whole, no, not the whole, but significant portion of Sanoye, because I know at some point they go area where they put it on a lot district. But you have Sanoye, 95%, and then you have the entire farmer. Did you win Sanoye?
In terms of votes?
Yeah, votes.
No.
Okay. But I'm just thinking, how was it? How was it during the elections? What was the message? Because to have won that big district, both Sanoye and Farmer district combining to make District 7, and you were able to win.
So the first thing is that going to an elections, you need to have a clear strategy in terms of what you believe are the community priorities, and you need to express your official positions on those issues. On the Sanoye side, I got votes in almost all of the different precincts. Every precinct, meaning the kind of message we preach in 2023, our people in all of the community understood it better. I overwhelmingly won Farmer. You know, sometimes the elections become very local in terms of where you hail from and how people understand you better. But when it is about leadership, it's no longer about where you come from. It's about how your leadership can be impactful to the different community. And some of the things we tried to do was to put in place a measure where we create a very good working relationship with the two senators of the county, including our colleague from the lower house. Build a very strong relationship. As such, that relationship has been able to filter down into our district, where projects, community initiated projects, has been considered and prioritized from both angles. Both senators, ourselves, and different institutions, including central government priorities, has been placed into our district.
Okay,
so
that's okay, representing the family. Now, fast forward, elections gone, Foley family defeated the incumbent. He's the representative now. You chair the committee on mines and energy?
No, I'm the chairman on investment and concession.
Oh, investment and concession. I see why China Union can fall into trouble by way. Now, since the elections go over and you became a representative, have you done a technical assessment in the district to know exactly the needs of the people?
Yes, Clarence, we did some survey that information gathered from that survey are viable and can be used as a basis of directing public resources. The first thing is that around this country, especially in Liwa, Liberia, you understand that road is the first priority. People get their products. Those products cannot come to the market, especially during the rainy season. It's a difficult task because cars, motorbike will not have access to the community. So in the past two budget, we've been able to prioritize and work with government to put in three sensitive projects when it comes to road. One, the Sanoye Road, the side from the Cotton side, and the Sanoye Road from Totota side. As I speak to you, those two roads are currently under rehabilitations, value almost $1 million plus. From the Totota side, you have over 800,000 being placed on that road for total rehabilitation. All we need to do is to put in place proper monitoring of that government resources to ensure that our people can benefit the value of money. The second issue is that this current budget year, we place in the 2026 budget year for this fiscal year, the Yabaya Road from Bon Mines to Yabaya, over 200,000 has been placed to rehabilitate that road. And we can safely say with conversation within government that they bridged over Hendy, the Simple River Bridge. From the Sanoy side, it's been done through the Ministry of Public Works. And from the former side, we have had stakeholders in government that have given us the assurance that the Hendy crossing point is a high priority for government to link that side through Bapolo. So it's something that road has been the first priority of our own investigation and solving in the district. The second issue has been public service that has to do with health care delivery. Most of our community have issues that have to do with healthcare delivery. You do not have clinics. The community are seriously inaccessible by vehicles or even motorbikes. So most of our people work, and thousands of people live in these communities. So what we've been able to do from the get-go was that we initiated a district health initiative where we decided to invest at least 40 to 50% of our salary in the tune of almost over 50% of our salary, around 2,500 to 3,000 every month. We have placed that amount into a district mobile health team. That health team move out every month, go to one of the inaccessible community where there is no health facility, station there for a day, invite all of those who need checkup, who need on-the-spot treatment, and that team move in with nurses, doctors, PA, all of them. They are within the district, they move there and do the checkup, treat people. All of those who will be identified in the first 3 months of that process that will need operation. We have doctors from the hospital in Morovia, led by Dr. Freeman, and the local hospital administration that have given their support, where we provide the funding for all materials that will be needed to do operations. We have done this process for over 5-6 times. And let me tell you for free, that process has been successful to the extent where over 200 to 300 people have been successfully operated on free for the past 2 years. We identified this during the campaign period. This was an issue that came out. Because
so when they go into a particular area, like in the interior, the town crier or other people,
the information will go already.
Okay.
The team will be coming to, take for example, they were in Sanoy. They will be coming to Sanoy. They will stay here for Friday, Saturday. All of the people in that locale who have health issues, they'll go for checkup. They'll go for on-the-spot treatment. Those who need immediate treatment, they will get that treatment. Those who will be identified as people who need surgery, that list will be done and taken to the Bon Mines Hospital. I will move in and pay for all of the materials. And just the last weekend, between the 9th to the 11th, there were successful 36 cases done.
You mean surgery?
Surgery. 36, free of charge. You move there, log your name based on the procedure, and you will get treated. That's how we believe we can affect people in the health sector by providing opportunities for people who have less financial income. The third thing we identified was the issue of education, scholarship, and infrastructure. We pushed the concession, there where is the China Union issue. For the past few years, over 15 years, China Union have not had this pressure where you have the sitting lawmaker trying to ensure that they live up to their own agreement. Fortunately for the community, when I came to the legislature in a year or so, I became the chairman on investment concession. So it's like the lawmaker of the district that is raising issue becomes the judge of the community interest. So few things has happened. In 2 years, the road from Bon Mines to Hendy that was not touched for over 10, 15 years has been rehabilitated thrice. Meaning, every dry season, they are on the road. Two, they have communicated with the committee, informing the committee that as of
this November,
they have a plan to put alpha pavement. Two things.
Alpha pavement meaning quota? Okay.
They need to sit down with government. Government is saying they want a highway. I'm not in the technical detail. They will sit with the Ministry of Public Works. They will sit with the Ministry of Finance. All of the financial details, all of the technical details need to be worked out between now and November. We want alpha pavement on that road. So it is because
from Bowman straight to Handy.
From Bowman straight to the water side, not just Handy.
Okay.
To the water side. They have given us that in 1-2 dry season, they will be able to complete that road if all of the technical duties are worked on. So our own issue is to be able to set the foundation and monitor the concessions. The issues of labor has always come up. So we've been going back and forth with the Ministry of Labor to ensure that jobs that Liberians have the capacity to do, Chinese who come in should not be given permits. Because sometimes Ministry of Labor may not know, they might put in different jobs requesting for permit and give the Chinese different jobs for implementation. So it depends on us consistently monitoring the different flows of permit requests, and how they are properly implemented. It's a back and forth monitoring process that you need to put your feet on the ground. And consistently, you've been seeing the issue of China Union because we believe strongly that if these kind of measures were put in place all the time, we could not have been here. If I were going to inherit a process where there have been consistent report, consistent monitoring, I would just come and pick up. The first time for China Union to appear in plenary was 2024 when I brought them to plenary. When Honorable P. Majure, chairman of the then Committee on Investment and Concession, led an investigative team to China and came up with a full-scale report about issues that have been lived up to, about issues that have not been done, about asking the company in terms of capacity to get these things done. So we have a clear report. We are trying to monitor that report. We are trying to ensure that the interests of the community will be protected to the extent where the company has said they will do a technical vocational school to train Liberia in that area. As I speak to you, the past few days, I've been on the phone with the city mayor and the commissioner to identify, which they asked for, a land that can be used for the construction of a technical vocational school that will be used to train Liberians who will need to go work up the mine. Because when they are not trained, the next argument now will be, we're getting out. But we need to train them, which is enshrined in a concession agreement.
It's in it. Now, every time I go to Bond Mine, Representative Family, something comes to my mind. Now, what's in the agreement? Is it part of China Union's responsibility to reconstruct or renovate those structures that the Bond Mining Company left in Bond Mines?
So let me say this to you, Clarence. You see concession negotiation. If you negotiate a concession today, 15 years from now, leaders sitting thereafter, they will believe you are not negotiating anything. They will believe the standards are low because things will change in the next 15 years. When China Union concession was negotiated by Madam Salif, believe me, it was one of the biggest deals in this country.
Yeah, it was the biggest at that time.
It was the biggest at that time.
Money.
It was the first time for a company to decide to invest over $2.6 billion into the Liberian economy. That time. But what were some of the issues? What were some of the benefits? Signing fee was $40 million. 2009, when did we pass the AMLD? 2016. 2023 is 17 years after. 17 years after, we were asking AML to give us $200 million. In 2009, we received $40 million for a concession, and it was the biggest back then. 17 years after, we are in the same position requesting over $200 million. So at the time the concession was passed, the perception, the reality has changed on the ground now. Our expectations are very high. There are things in the concession that we believe we need more. AML, the past deal, they were providing $3 million. Now they've gone to $5 million. Now the rail has been considered as a national priority and a national asset. So a lot of things could change as time progresses. So what I can say to you, in as much it was not 100%, what we need to do is to even monitor the 50 or 20, 30% we got, but then to ensure that when there are any amendment, those issues that meet up with current reality can be placed into the concessions document.
No, you see, I can understand following the sensational hostilities and subsequent election in 2005, we needed an investor. We were just trying to attract people.
Yeah.
So most of these
our
agreements
standards were low.
Most of the agreements our standards were low. Were like, okay, yeah, just can.
When you can,
we
now
want to create that environment.
So,
but what I'm saying from the onset and maybe up to now, do we have anything in the China Union agreement that says that they should renovate?
Okay. I'm going there. So the first thing that was given to China Union was out of the asset of the former bond mining company. What was some of the assets? One, the issue of port, where you always hear the China Union tanker, the tank, the pier, because you had the BMC pier, you had the port facility, almost everything in there. You had the whole asset of BMC in bond mines, everything, including houses. In 2011-12, you had huge population of the people living in bond mines. But then we had a lawmaker who probably, in terms of negotiation, more or less supported government action to remove people who were living in the camp. The concession moved in and removed the people and
she could have done
them.
a lot because she was a Unity Party president
So
for 12 years.
That was some of our disagreement. But then those people, and I said it, I led a group of people in that community that we resisted the residents of those camp houses to not move. But you know what they did? I was in school by then. They observed the day I was leaving for school, which was on a Sunday evening, and the ERU, because by then we were getting ready for mating. And when coming to town Sunday evening, the ERU, the police moved in on Monday morning and requested that the people leave. Because they were aware if I was in bond mines, there was no possibility for people to leave. And even at this time, what we've been able to do, that portion of land that was taken from our people, we've been able to push that portion has been considered as a city. Now we have a city mayor. It's no longer for the concession.
It's not for the concession.
It's no longer for the concession. We have a city mayor who controls that whole portion of land. If I was represented by them, there was no possibility to get our people.
So how do we get those places renovated?
The next issue now is for citizens to be motivated to go back, to take, to work along with the city. Now the city is just a new city in terms of administration, put in place policy how people can have access to some of these lands that are currently within the purview of the city. Moreover, that portion of land, our people believe. Some of the people that I know a lady, she was saying Kobo back then. I met a woman built a house a week to enter. When the guys went in, broke the house down. And some of these things inform our decisions of getting into politics to be able to change some of the scenario that we can stand up when we're there. Two things you always observe. The day former people say they're against the company, the day you hear say the people in the street, the first statement you hear from me, I support them. I don't want to know who on the other side. I support them because their leaders should always stand up for them. All of the peaceful assemblies of the community have always been in full support. There's no question whether I support the government, but when it comes between the government and the people on the ground, I support the people. So some of those issues that we've been asking for, if you cannot do it, Clarence, it means you will not have our support. Consistently, I have a clear position. Anything with district number 7, government, I take district number 7.
Now, is China Union making any payment to the government that can see some of it going to your district exclusively?
So the way the social contribution is being laid out, there are arrears. Those arrears came into place when past leaders were not enforcing the percentage of revenue that should be given to those counties. So we've been going back and forth with this monitoring process of China Union. Now they have said they're going to continue beef up their operation. They were more like their dormant in the past few years. It is only of this year that they started to take iron ore out of Burma.
Now, all of the commitment they had in the past, we're trying to bring everything back to the table to ensure that the community, the counties can be affected. They have just been on a minimum scale. And at which time we think they need to beef up their actions, they need to beef up their performance in the community, and ensure that our community can benefit from their resources. If these things are not possible consistently, you always see protests. Consistently, you see peaceful assemblies. And as such, if you have a lawmaker who understands the local community interest, they will always be on the side of the community.
Now, let's go back to Beaumont's Hospital. The health initiative you've put in place, don't you think it's bursting your pockets? Why don't you do it in a way? And somebody will say that's how the politicians will do. Because Foley family will always want the people in our district to say, oh, that Foley can do our free operation. That Foley can treat us. Foley bought car, that the car can kind of treat us. Why don't you do it in a way that national government puts money in the health budget and it can directly affect some of those kinds of projects? Or from the Bond County development money, there is an allocation. I know there are competing priorities. The other district people, Eugene call it, then all of them will say, but what about our side? But I'm just thinking, how do you do a void of money directly coming from your pocket?
So let me say this to you. The first thing is that the hospital, we have a very strong, progressive, fast-forward minister at the Ministry of Health. She's been very clear in terms of monitoring all of the hospitals. For the past few years, prior to 2024, last year, under this minister, it was the first time that BMC Hospital received her 400,000. 100,000 United States that was provided for that hospital for operation. That was the first time.
Per annum.
Annum.
Small, man.
No, it's small,
Even
but
though it's a good attempt.
It's an attempt
Very
to tell
good-
you
very
that
good
the
attempt,
minister
but-
is heading in the right direction. The first time. The first time.
You say that to mean that allotments have
allotment
not been
in the
delivered?
past was not delivered to the hospital. Allotment in the past. So you look at the performance of that hospital budget, you can't see anything. Not 20,000, 25,000. Oh yeah. Now, consistently, we've been going back and forth, and the minister has placed her feet on the ground that for this hospital will continue to get better. To the extent where they know how X-ray machine, they know how ambulance, they know how assign doctors. The minister have assigned doctors to that hospital, foreign doctors, they are there. She's beefing up the strength to the point where the hospital will go through full renovation. The GSA has gone there to do full assessment of the hospital. So that is why I'm saying we have a minister who is paying keen attention to the hospital, and we're trying to reach out to bring this issue. We should not always be in the press. We should not always. Two from the South County last year, 2024 County City, they placed 20,000 in the budget as additional funding. So you have 100,000 with additional 20,000. Now, every hospital in the county will receive at least 30,000. Beaumont Hospital will receive hers. The hospital will decide how to use that funding. So having a minister who is paying keen attention to the hospital, the issues of support, generally, the next thing we need to move into is to ensure that staffs who were not placed on payroll in the past can be brought on payroll. People benefits in terms of remunerations can be amended in all of the different departments within the hospital. Moreover, we have identified the issues of health as a priority, excluding just providing the funding. This year budget of the county, there are two communities we have highlighted, and you see that reflected in the county budget. One, a clinic to be built in Popota. We are recommending to the counties who have their sitting, the representation of our district to the county city, all of these things, that we want a clinic in Popota. Popota is like 25 minutes, 30 minutes to Beaumont, and there's no hospital or clinic on that road with thousands of Liberians. So based on our consistent Monday outreach, we have identified that Popota needs a clinic. Because whenever we move into Popota, we treat over 600-700 people.
Really?
Yes.
The main people come from the satellite villages.
That satellite community, that segment in the health sector, they call it the catchment. That catchment.
The catchment area.
Yeah, that catchment area. So there's huge people. The next place we're going to do another clinic will be to go on the other side of the district to say Juanita. We're moving into Nuemu, another far end area. while we continue the outreach.
You mean to the Sanoye?
From the Sanoye side,
From the Sanoye
the
side.
Sanoye side, we have the marketers in the sun. We're trying to ensure that the marketers
in Sanoye
town, we have recommended for the 2025 county sitting, and they're going to do a new market for the marketers.
What is this?
No, I just want to give you some of the issues. The Sanoye market will be done. We talked to the Senator Kwe. We have talked to his recommendation, and we've been able to have a very good relationship, like I said from the foundation, onset of my conversation. The maternity waiting home was considered in the 2025. So it's a project that has been cleared in Sanoye. That has been cleared by the PPCC, and we look forward to ensuring that project comes to reality.
So you're playing your game well. You're playing your game well. You're laying on the Sanoye side, and you're already from Fuama, representing the two areas. So you gotta do it. You're a twin mother now. Where's this bridge? I always see photo. Is it in Sanoye or Fuama? Something that's supposed to connect to River G. The public works building, a huge
to Bapolo. It is at
Bapolo, not River G.
Backside Volumeni.
Okay, yeah, because I always see that.
It's at the Volumeni Piasta side.
Okay,
it's connecting the river between Bapolo.
Let's go a little bit political now.
Yeah.
Let's leave your district small. You've spoken a lot about your district. Now, your real trouble is coming, and let me tell you how it is coming. And I know you're prepared to answer that. That's going to be political. In Bon County, if you were doing a comprehensive contextual political analysis of all of you, people will say, okay, Senator Prince Moi. Once you talk about Senator Prince Moi, yeah, you talk about Prince Moi supported Moiman Briggs Menza. You will talk about, Prince Moi or Prince Moi supported, how they call him, Rawa Wungbe. People will talk about that. Prince Konya, I don't know, so I don't want to speak about it too much. Marvin Cole, obviously, Senator Moi did not support. Then when you come to representatives, Folek Manan family and Eugene Colley, people say Edward Kafia is their godfather. He encouraged them. He did everything to get them where they are. Now here is your trouble. 2029 is ahead. You have a very good relationship with Senator Moi and Senator Johnny Kwe. Senator Moi is opting. He will want to go back for his seat. The man perceived in Bon County as a political godfather, Edward Kafia. We are hearing Edward Kafia want to contest as senator. As a matter of fact, Johnny Kwe defeated Kafia. Kafia want to run back in 2029. Prince Moi will be going for his seat. For the family, is a Kafia man. Well, he's a good friend of Moi too. They are in leadership. Your trouble is coming. How will you navigate?
So you want wait for my trouble to come?
No, let's start talking it. So you can get prepared. When the trouble comes, then you confront it.
No, the fact that is there trouble, then you wait for the trouble to come. But let me tell you two things. One, I have a very good relationship with Kafia. Okay. I have a very good relationship with Senator Moi. And you talking about trouble, and I see the trouble there.
You will have to take a side.
No, I just tell you, and I see the trouble there. You will explain all of the different relationships. The community that we serve have a role to play. It's not about personal perception.
But you will not be on the fence.
And not on the fence.
For the family, you are very influential.
You said to me.
To the extent, you are so influential to the extent that even when Representative Papa Kole was still sitting, the people chanted your name in every village. You will not sit on the fence, meaning one person will feedback.
One person will feedback.
Oh, of course, if you support one person.
Okay. So what I can assure you, I have no reason to say I will break a relationship. Okay. When the parent analysis, who you see on the ballot now? What's the ballot?
No, we get ballot.
Oh, so you do not have a ballot. What's the issues of Kennedy? You do not have. We in 2021. 2026.
3 more years.
You say 3 more years. That will cause trouble. People need development. Let us focus on development first.
Let me ask you the question this way. What role will you play in 2029?
The role you're looking for me, I will be very active in district number 7. Very active in nothing beyond district number 7.
But you know you will be active.
No, I'm telling you,
you will be active at three. You will be active at 3 fronts. Let me tell you the 3 fronts you will be active. You will be active to retain your seat. you in District 7. You will be active to deliver District 7 to a president, to the United Party that you support. But you will also be influential to deliver United Party to a candidate of your choice for the Senate.
But the United Party had not reached to that point because it's about the government succeeding now.
Okay.
It's about the government succeeding now.
In other words, are you saying whoever comes on the United Party ticket as a candidate for Senate is the person you will support?
I'm not saying that. I said to you, the government has not considered itself to say they'll go campaign now.
It will be tough for you.
It will be one of the easier things.
It will be too tough.
It will be one of the easier things. Brother, the reality is that you need to be able to take a decision when you are faced with it. What's the decision? No one on ballot. It's just on the basis of assumption. The other person... Who on the ballot I see? Who on the ballot? Bring the ballot paper. Let me take my choice. Right? If the ballot, if I have anything, who are vote
for? You know what I'm saying is a reality.
What if, let me tell you, what if 2028, President Bwaka said, I'm not running, Senator Kuhn becomes the standard bearer of United Party, and he said, carrying Senator Mwe as vice president.
No, Bwaka will run.
No, I just saying something.
No, there was a national. I come in, sir. There was a national executive committee meeting. United Party had.
I'm not part of it.
I come in. All the United Party people that listening, they will call and tell me what I like. They had a national executive committee meeting. I think either a month ago or 1 week ago. It was announced in that meeting. It was on a Saturday. They announced in that meeting that Bwaka is going for re-election.
Let me tell you certain things that you need to understand, Clarence, and I have said this. I have a very good relationship with
I'm not questioning that.
No question.
I'm not questioning
it still remains strong. We talk.
I'm just saying the two men might likely run, and you will be between the scissors.
I'm not between the scissors when it comes to both of them. The fact that they are on ballot,
you'll be clear.
I'll be clear.
You're not do max politics, hide your face.
The second thing is that I will focus in district number 7. Nothing beyond district number 7. You'll get me. Nothing. Clarence.
No, but where you sort of go? You
always see people say, okay, I'm going campaign, banga, this, that, no.
You'll be busy.
Clarence, let me focus in
but
district
7. You will take a decision.
Very active to deliver.
You will be going all around with somebody that man I want a senator.
That's not how you campaign.
No, in District 7.
Wait now. People action should be able to inform the community decision. People actions should inform the community decision. Clarence, the bad thing you ever do to yourself is to believe that you can sway people from a position where they do not have interest in that candidate to a candidate that they have less interest.
So what you do now? You will conduct elections among the people
to say where we have a radio. You didn't want to put a radio station on.
You do survey on the radio.
The radio station on.
Anything the survey come from the radio.
The community that where you see the community saying 170% the other person. They are saying no, I don't want it for them to go vote against me. Go in that district, do your own survey.
But you, the politicians, have a way of influencing that thing, and I know it. And
don't always fight to influence the people. Will always fight to live up to their expectation.
Okay.
To be a very good politician.
Back to the legislature. Are you on a committee investigating? No, I don't think so because your colleague is the chair. So I don't think two County members.
So let me maintain.
Are you on a committee that's supposed to investigate Representative Koluba?
No.
Okay. Do you? The deputy speaker was here yesterday. He was clear. He said, Clarence, whether expulsion or suspension, I can tell you, Yeke will not go free. There will be an action. Do you believe there should be an action taken against Yeke? For what?
So, Clarence, let me tell you something. When people are under investigation and you will be required to take a decision thereafter, it is always wise to give them the benefit of the doubt to be heard. I cannot express an opinion when he has not been investigated.
So the deputy speaker was not wise, though?
No.
I think
the deputy speaker, like I called yesterday, he spoke of experience. Clarence, in terms of experience, the deputy speaker is one of the most experienced.
No, you're talking about in terms of giving an investigation time and being wise. Because he took a side.
The deputy speaker spoke of experience and influence in terms of what he has seen. Clarence has been in the house 2 years. They think the deputy speaker been in the house 1. They now suspend people. They now remove speaker. Now one speaker. They now remove people. The experience the deputy speaker can't wait when he can sit there and tell me, say, for the 2 months from now, anything will happen. I can't say that and dictate that. No. He has that experience. You need to give it up to him.
So,
And
so,
he believes.
So you, in other words, you say, I can't comment on the Yeke thing yet
The
because it's
Yeke
on
thing, say
investigation.
going on an investigation, Clarence. Let us give the opportunity for us to go on its smooth process. The results from that process are what you should ask me. What's my position on that results? That issue. Everyone who serve in the house, who serve in government, especially those appointed and those elected, sworn to an oath to defend Liberia, to ensure that the sovereignty of Liberia is maintained at all times, and they have a specific position to defend that sovereignty.
Putting the investigation aside, do you have problem with the way he speaks?
Clarence,
Let's lay the investigation. Let's chunk it away. Let's assume there's no investigation.
Let me tell you something, Clarence. I cannot teach him. Let me tell you one of the things I see in this country, and that's my position on this matter.
Exactly.
Clarence, we had a war where most of those who participated in the war, they were not rehabilitated. Most of the people. Clarence, you walk in the street, people are out there traumatized. The war, just to go and give people small little money to go in cantonment side, feed them for 2 weeks, take them all, take gone from them. They tell you that all. Some of the people were killing human beings. Some of the people were in the street, hijacking people, taking their cars, and they used to it. Clarence, some of my worst day was to live in a war community in Bournemouth where I saw people killing people without going to court. Some people used to those things. Those trauma are there. They are real. They live with it. They live with those trauma. Their actions will never be there for them who went to a good school. He graduated from high school, went to university, got a BSc, went to the graduate school, got a master's degree, and come and stay using those kind of words. No, it's not possible. Even when I make a statement and I believe that statement morally is not right, I will come back around the station and say, Clarence, I take it back. That's leadership. I say, I take it back. Clarence, moreover, our upbringing means a lot. Our upbringing. And not because all of us meet in the legislature, it means everyone gets the same character. Some people, their character just below the belt. And that is why, and that has been some of the reasons why, when you guys ready to discuss the legislature, you just take all the trouble from anywhere and dump it there. Say that did it, that are trouble. And Father said,
because at the end of the day, when you people do voting, right? When few people vote, when people vote against or abstain, and you take a decision, you can say the legislature has spoken.
But that collective decision don't say collective blame. So in a much I will take collective decision, you come with collective blame, collective responsibility. So some of our colleagues are below the belt. And Clarence, your age, and no one can say, let me train him like a child. Everyone believes Clarence is a grown-up man. He should act in keeping with that standard. Clarence, it's not possible for me to feel that someone insulting another person's mother serve their purpose in the legislature. Some of the people who insulting mother, this, that. Clarence, two things. Some of the voters believe they want to insult you, so they need that candidate.
But one time you were angry. I think you were angry. You wanted to point somebody or what? Something happened.
It's not possible, man.
But you were angry one time. What did you do?
No, not me. Blowing at her. I can get vet. I can get strength. Look at me.
Oh, like man, you huge, man. Okay, like Colette wanted to punch Marvin Cole. Okay, yeah, like Colette.
I not get that strength, my man.
Colette huge.
The first thing that so you want come closer to me, I'll take one step back, man.
But you get shot.
Yeah, but I want a different thing now.
Representative Foley family
from
district number 7, Bond County is our guest this morning. First time on the OK Morning. Raj, for me, this is an introductory interview and his appearance. We're talking about Bunk Mines, the company, China Union, what his office is doing. By the way, maybe you might not know where she is, but is former Representative Corporal Bagley around? It's been a while, man.
No, the Oma, yeah.
Okay.
She visited this.
What's about your man, Papa?
Papa in the States.
Oh, he's in the States.
He's in the States.
Do you see anybody coming after you? I mean, coming after you, challenging you to beat you in 2029? I know you're not calling anybody. You will say nobody.
Let me tell you a few things, Clarence. The way I campaign, the way I engage that community, and the way I've been engaged in the community for the past 2 years, Clarence, I don't see anyone putting any serious resistance.
You think
so? No, serious thing, Clarence. A few things I consider. When I contested 2017, I won. In my mind, I won. You know what made me to lose the election? Because that election even was contested in the Supreme Court. It was the reason, Clarence. I felt I was very inexperienced to election day politics.
And you were young.
I felt inexperienced to election day politics. So as such, political experience individual got involved, and they said, my begin, you stay small, you don't take the thing for you. But you know what they did not win? Was my mindset that going to an election, the district I come from, that district vote for me, thousands of them. I said, but they place here, the people didn't defeat me. I went to the man who won. I told him, I said, you can't win me with 300 votes and stay here. I will defeat you. You got two options. One, to either fight and live up to the people's expectation, but you can go up, you come down, I will defeat you. And I defeated him with almost 4,000 votes.
Yeah, I know the margin was why.
So my issue was that consistent
I
and
think you were
community.
consistent.
So winning, Clarence, and you see me from day one, every weekend or every 2 weeks in the district. And because of that, I will not stop. People say wait for 2028.
So what made you somebody to not consistent?
All the people say they will come 2028 to come low for the job. And you can get it at that. Late.
Let's talk to callers on the line right now. I saw my twin brother trying to call in. You can call now, Jala. I will pick it up. 0777 700 995 555 995. Yeah, 995.
Before you go to the phone, I know you got a very good relationship with the two big brothers.
Who and who?
Kafia.
Mwe. Yeah, they are my friends.
Have you taken your side?
Very good friend. I'm not into politics.
Oh, no.
They are getting into politics. They are getting into politics.
My good relationship with Kafia.
No, I'm not spoiling it.
Let me tell you why.
They are getting into politics. You know you will know it.
The relationship between I and Kafia is a big brother, small brother relationship.
I mean, let's leave the thing. We'll come back there.
But
we're not leaving.
Even at this point, you say no for it, and I in politics.
No.
All right, get in politics 2029, take a decision.
Well, that is personal. If I would do that, it's personal.
Okay.
Not because fully saying it. No, but if I want to get into politics,
no, not them getting.
I will announce to the people in the country that moving forward are into politics now.
No, Clarence, I'm not saying that you in Bonkane politics. That question, you laying the basis for our local argument. So
take your own way. Take your own side.
The one that exists is that.
Let's talk to Jala Griffin who comes from
the relationship.
Let's talk to Jala Griffin who comes from the other side of the district. Jala, my man,
Good morning.
That place where you can be going all day in summer, you be on the highway to other thing. I will not even follow by you can be going.
But I said somebody for it on the next election, you give a chance to run too.
You were supporting after 2029, you get a chance.
Yeah.
That people your son.
Don't get in our district relationship.
40 hours, man. You know, I've been working along with 40 at some point. And the one thing I asked, I said, why every time your concentration is in one mines, former, and that of Hindi, all the places, I don't have much of a Sunday. And he said, man, I will come. But one thing I appreciate him for is that it came a time when that Sunday road was very bad.
Yeah.
Very, very bad. No car would plow that route. I was going, I had to park my car in Toyota, I got a motorbike. The bike would charge $300 to get to where I was going. 40 used his own cash, lobby with other friends, I've been joining other people. And then he faced that, he put crush racks on the road all the way.
The man can get tired.
As I speak,
he love me because he can be doing so much in it.
Yeah, some section of that road say how to cross racks. As we're speaking right now, when I in the village 2 weeks ago, I was coming, I saw the yellow machine doing some work, opening the road.
That village where you can call me. I will call Honest Dennis for you. Ain't what Honest Dennis can do.
So for them stay around, and we've been trying to help in the district because we have identified a lot of things in the district in Sunday side that for them will help. One of the things is communication, Clarence. Right. If you go to that place, after you pass Totota, you'll not get any communication in the Upland Division Sunday, and only you'll get it will be one network.
Okay. All right, Jala.
The rest of the villages are open. So I was fortunate to have been in a meeting with the people of Sunway in a place called Boye Junction. We started to identify several other things, and I brought those things to Food's attention. I sent pictures, videos, and all of those things.
Okay.
And
I
get to meet Food. The man was met 1 month ago.
The other issue hold me hostage.
The man is very accessible. Let tell the Marvin Cole man. I hope Marvin Cole I want to Marvin money.
Yeah, good morning, Clarence, and good morning to family.
Marvin, how you want Chom Monkey Rio? What you say?
No, but it's not about monkey range. I think Foley just been disingenuous to himself as per the decision or maybe his indecisiveness when it comes to the two candidates that you asked him about who he's going to support. But what I wanted to speak to is, I mean, it was so bad for me to have heard Foley saying the current Minister of Health, it is the first time Bon Mines Hospital has received is a full allotment in the national government. That is also this service to past governments and past ministers. I think he has not read the reports. He has not read the budget before. So to have come in the public to try to discredit past leadership, I mean, it's so bad.
Do your regime, how much they gave them, how much they receive?
I know that I've been part of the process that more than 100,000 were sent to Boma Hospital and they received it. I have the medical director at the time.
No, I think for I think the point is not money hasn't gone. He's saying this is the first time for them to get their FULL, their full allotment.
Like I said, it is misleading. It's intended maybe to just buy some sentiment that is
okay. So between the two men, and when you say the man is disingenuous, between the two men, who you think the man will support?
I strongly believe he's going to support Edward Kafia because Edward Kafia has a very serious bearing on him, but he's trying to save for budgetary and then to safeguard himself from Senator Moe Raab. So he's trying to play the mouse and the cat, the cat and the mouse
okay,
game.
Thank you.
That is what he's trying to do. But
I knew Marvin wanted to talk to Monkey Ria. No, you talk, yeah, Marvin, you soon talk. Hello, 41 talk. Quick. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Karen Jackson.
Good morning.
Let me say good morning to Representative Foley. This is activist McCain Render, and I do join you this morning from Luja office in West Point. Let me commend the honorable representative for his brilliant deliberation this morning. And sorry, President Jackson, that I got cold. That's why I'm starting like this. However, it is prudent to identify the wrong that was done yesterday and correct it today. I found people that says that honorable Jacob Korba back then did this and did not happen to me, meaning that when he are in our generation, we shouldn't take some decision that will have total effect on the next generation to come. I will support an expansion and impeachment of anything that will be taken by the lawmaker to serve as a precedent for future occurrence.
Okay, thank you. We're not taking any more calls. We got like 2 minutes. Representative Family could address some of the issues. Yes, Rep.
So, Honorable Cole, he didn't tell you which year.
Yeah, he didn't tell me how much.
He didn't tell you how much. And I was very clear the first time. This minister has placed priority on his hospital. And Honorable Cole need to understand, getting to this position, I didn't get there on the back of Senator Moe. No. Senator Moe already senator when I became representative. He did campaign in my district. The relationship I have, I said to you, I have a good relationship with the both senator. But the relationship that exists between I and Honorable Kafia is a big brother, little brother relationship. There's no question in born. Why go and say, since 2029 reach here now, take decision, you make confusion now. A confusion, they make me representative. Why? There are projects for that district that I and the Moise to work on. For the people, for the interest of the district. We start making confusion for 2029. No one get guaranteed that they will see 2029. Show me the person who get guaranteed that 2029 will see 2029. Everything is about God's will. If God allow me to see that day. So that thing will be playing God on a position. No. Focus on developing the country. And that's one of the reasons why the confusion has always been born. The guys will leave the people interest and start making confusion, say 2035. You're not support me now for. Amen. Who get guarantee? No one get any guarantee that they will see 2029. No one. Only God can tell you, say, James, Paul,
Fode, Senator Moy, the Honorable Kafia, all of them was it. I go get out of thing. I can't predict it. If you now, Clara, you say Fode, they want to know that confusion. That confusion you want from the May 2026. That I want you, Clara, you want them to sit on the radio and say, let me make confusion. I don't hear for confusion. They not elected me to be in confusion with Senator Mwe. They not elected me to be in confusion with Senator Kwe. They elected me to work with both of them
to develop your district.
To develop district number 7 and work with the government that are supported to develop my district. Moreover, I'm not playing opposition card here. I support the government. I support the government. I've been very clear. I want this government to succeed.
You join the Unity Party now?
I want this government to succeed.
You join the party
Join the
now?
Unity Party, you'll see it.
Okay.
You'll get all of the indicators.
Fully,
Moreover,
I gotta let you go.
Clarence, let me not make confusion when they elected me to provide administrative representation for the people of
Fully
District number 7.
Famule. Manan, thank you so
Thank
much.
you again.
Representative Fully Famule, District number 7. A woman says she fine in the neck. Don't hear her here. They will break. My name is Piso. I'm out of here. Tomorrow morning, I'll be here, man. Bye-bye. Thanks to Blessing Nimland. Thanks to Ibrahim Kane. Thanks to Representative Foley Family for coming. We are out of here.